All right. Let me know if you can hear me, and we'll get this show on the road. Yeah, we've been waiting for today. Yes, we have. Use some bells. Let me know if you can hear me. All right, it looks like I'm getting the green light to get this party started. So let's do that.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Loving this light. Here's God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
Yes. Woo! I don't know about y'all, but I feel a bit of relief somewhat today. Some relief with regards to this situation with our Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly. But yeah, peace, world, peace. Welcome or welcome back. I am Goddess Dawn, the warrior, and I'm coming to you live from LA on this Wednesday, August 18th, 2021. Ring it down. Yeah, August 18th has a special significance, being the day of opening arguments for R. Kelly's Eastern District of New York RICO trial. Oh yeah, we're here. We are here. We are here. Yes. And yeah, Aaliyah is getting justice by having her story told. And I'm saying that specifically because there's people out there saying, leave Aaliyah alone. She said she wasn't married. She didn't do this. Her parents aren't speaking on it or never spoke on it. Let her be. But as I learned when we did that reading, she actually is at the forefront of this whole thing, okay? As I always say, what happens in the spiritual realm plays out in the physical. So all of this stuff is happening in the spiritual world. It's being handled behind the curtains. You know, we talk about behind the scenes when it comes to, you know, backhand deals and things of that nature, especially with the 2008 trial. But just know also things are going on behind the curtain. Spiritual tribes are working with other spiritual tribes, or maybe not working is could be not the right term, but you know, some tribes are stronger, have a little more influence, a little more, you know, clout. So somebody comes out losing in these battles. But that's where we're at. Speaking of Aaliyah, I did put on my community wall. If you guys aren't subscribed, you probably won't see these posts, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. But yeah, we're starting our membership-only book club, Warrior Book Club. We're reading Aaliyah, Baby Girl. I think it's called Aaliyah, Baby Girl. I don't have it in front of me. Anyway, I'm doing a book giveaway. I'm giving away 2 books. And I was trying to figure out how to do it. And I would say, send me an email. Let me know why you want the book. It's in the email address is in my description. I'm just going to randomly pick 2 people and we'll get you the book or get you a cash app so you can get the book. We'll get it. We'll make this happen. Okay. But the book reading starts Friday. Let me drop the link. I know a couple of people probably want to come up in here. We're going to talk about what happened today, opening arguments. There's information pieced up from every place under the sun. Even people were on YouTube live, just hanging out because, you know, waiting on something to happen. But, you know, I work, you know what I'm saying? So during the day. So I come when I can come. I need a little bit of time to decompress. I know some people are probably like, what's taking you so long, girl? You know, the opening arguments are over. We had Geronda Pace was the first witness. And, you know, we had to get her in and out because of her pregnancy. She's due any minute, you know. And I know some of you guys are aware that she was on YouTube. On YouTube. She was on Instagram, I think, Instagram or Twitter, complaining about the fact that she had to come testify about the fact that the feds told her, or the government, if you don't testify, you're going to get arrested. And you will be made to testify either way it goes. So all that being said, let's see who's here. Did I drop the link? No. All right, peoples. I probably did drop it. I don't know, child. Okay, Miss Della's here. All right, so I have a glass of wine in one hand and the mouse for my keyboard in another. So I'm not ringing a bell, but just know that I'm ringing a bell for you in my mind. So yeah, Miss Della, welcome back, and the link has been dropped. So please join your sister up here. All right, I see you, love warrior. Welcome. Oh, we ringing bells, child.
Yes, goddess. Hey.
I'm feeling it. The energy today hit a little bit different today. To get this thing in motion, the wheels are turning on this trial. We didn't know we were gonna make it, right?
No, right? Oh.
So let me see who else is here. Daddy's girl, welcome back. Thank you, Love Warrior, as always, for having my back too. Oh. And Aisha Stockton, welcome back. Oh man, where's Wild Wayne at? I see Marcus is here. Robert Keller, welcome back. All right, Miss Della's in the building.
Hello,
Miss Della.
Lasting Impressions by Kim, welcome back. All right, let me get up here. Oh, so what's going on, y'all? Let me give me a second. Just go ahead and give your opinion. We're gonna get into the details of the thing, but overall, how you feeling today?
Miss Della.
Don't fight over speaking first. What up, beautiful?
I could
Beautiful spirit.
Hello, ladies. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Hey, beautiful spirit. Yes. Ringing bells, baby.
I know, child.
All right. So how y'all feeling about today?
Oh, man, I wish we all could have been flies on the wall, child.
Right?
The paint, flies, mosquitoes, all of them on the wall. I wish we all could have been there like a plague. All of us, chat mods, everybody.
I feel the same way. Because I was like, because there were no phones allowed, of course, no one's in the courtroom itself. Some people couldn't even fit in the overflow rooms. But if you are in that court, there's no phone, there's no nothing. And one reporter said, not even a call-in line. I mean, the audacity, and we know why, because, we have to protect this case, the witnesses, the jury, and you can't trust these people.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, it was like freaking, what was that like? I don't know, trying to catch information from this place and that and piece stuff together. Because it seemed like at first, some of these reports were just regurgitating the same information. And I'm assuming some of these people just weren't there and they just took the information, from wherever they saw it. But I just decided. So we come on a little later. We're on the West Coast over here. And like I said, I work during the day, honey. I don't know about these people who don't work and they just get to sit on YouTube all day and all of that. I don't know about that life, but I don't have that luxury. So with that being said, it's a little late, and I appreciate y'all on the East Coast where it's like 10:20, right? Or anywhere else beyond where it's later, because right now it's 7. It's 7:20 It's 7:20 p.m., so it's still early here on the West Coast. I just want to say a special thank you to all of you who bear with this later time. You know what I'm saying? And don't be complaining, because I know you be up late AF, okay? Calling me every hours in the morning. Okay, so don't be acting like it's late. Save that. Okay, so that being said,
I'm getting my bell and got my drink. I'm gathering stuff so I could be in one spot. I'm listening to you.
I'm excited. I'm just trying to get through some of the comments real quick and just make sure we saying hey to everybody. What's happening, JC? I know JC's been with me from like the beginning over here. So most of y'all have. She's been from like the beginning. So I just like to see her here is crazy. Well, she's here. Like, not to say she ain't been here. I'm just saying. Let's see. What are we saying here? The one live I was waiting. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, you're gonna I like that. She waiting for us tonight.
We appreciate you all. We really do.
Hazel E says she's feeling good, sleepy, but I'm staying up for this discussion tonight. My spirits are up. feel this time justice will be given.
Yes,
Yes.
Hazel. Yes.
Okay. Yes,
Mhm.
10:21 on the East Coast. Worth it. Yes. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. I certainly do. I can't speak for these others. I'm just saying, you know. Oh, new member. Yes.
All right.
Shout out to Charlene Hastings. Listen, new member, you're gonna get readings, tarot readings. You're gonna be on this book club. Yeah, and by the way, to get the book giveaway, you have to be a member. I mean, I can't just get a book away and you ain't even a member. It's 99 cents a month. I'm not even doing tiers. Okay, there is a $1.99 tier, which at some point I'm gonna split that up into different things. But for now, you can do the 99 cents a month. If you can't swing that 99 cents a month, please join me on Sundays for a shot of love, where we really teach some
I can't
teachings,
swing the 99 cent. Hey, Charlene,
manifestation. But
welcome.
you a member, aren't you, Judge?
Welcome, Charlene. Welcome to the Warriors Club.
Yes. Welcome, Charlene. Looking forward to you on our first book reading. I'm so excited on Friday, and you may get a chance to win the book.
That's right. All right, let's get into this conversation about this today. Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. Say what you're gonna say.
I forgot to type out my religious statement. Love and positivity and light to all of us in this live tonight.
Okay, that's not religion necessarily, but you say spirituality. But yeah, it's all love. That's what that is. Michelle, Major, 1984. Welcome. Sylvia flying into New York to take over as lead attorney. She has to answer for everything.
Lord help him. Lord help him if that's the case. Lord help him worse than they already got.
Listen, she is she's just a twisted sister, I call her, because her tongue be so twisted. She can barely speak. But I'm gonna say she could save that flight money and stay on at home, because ain't no saving that. Ain't no saving it. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna get into that stuff. Yeah, we had fans there. Somebody said the YouTubers were interviewing fans or something to that effect. But let's get into what was happening today. I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is the line of attorneys as they march in. First, we had the defense. We had, I think, two. The first one right in the front here. I think that's Canick, right? And I think that's Leonard behind him. And then the prosecution is behind them. But actually, let me pull up Twitter because it's on video.
He the one looked like he can't fit his clothes.
Who?
Canick, whatever his name is, whoever the first leader, attorney, whoever the big dude is with the duffel bag. He the one looks like he the one that looked like he can't fit his clothes.
Now Tricky wanted to be the lead, and she opened up, so I guess she got her little lead position, child.
Okay.
She shouldn't have led nothing.
If I open this up, I'm hoping it doesn't take it off this page. Let me see. Let me just play it right there.
They look like they in a sorority line at college. You know, they do they stepping.
They lined up, honey. Seemed like they met beforehand. They all synced up, coming in together. Okay. Let's play this. Oh no, this is Gloria Allred and this Jonjolyn Savage.
Yeah.
Yes. Gloria.
Yeah, that's who that is. They said the Savages, I saw somewhere, they said they came in like 5 deep and sat right in the front in one of the overflow rooms and basically complaining they were blocking people's view. View of what? I don't know. Maybe, I guess they had a video screen up there.
Yeah.
Where's the one? Okay, well, I might as well play this since we're here. This is the evidence being rolled in, child. I had this as the thumbnail.
Bring it in, y'all. Bring it in.
Okay, I saw Love Beautiful Spirit posted on Twitter the video, the upcoming live, but it didn't have this picture. They took the picture down. I guess they didn't want to see the evidence. They didn't want the evidence to, I guess, be shown. Maybe, maybe people could zoom in on it, and I don't know. But if you can see this picture, and it's just one of the carts they have, and this is the evidence that's not even they don't have yet. Like they already have evidence, right? They already turned evidence. This is that other evidence. But let me play the video.
This is just one card.
Look at this. Can you imagine? We got envelope, cardboard boxes. I mean,
It's so heavy they had to have carts. God is.
They came in on wheels, boy.
Let's see this again. I could watch this all night. Look at that.
Right.
Look at all that shit. Double decker carts.
And the supporters are still out here saying they don't got no evidence. Well, can y'all just look and see?
Oh, they got evidence, honey. Don't
They're in
get it.
the denial time is over.
Definitely. But
They deflecting now, Judge. They deflecting, Miss Della. They not only in denying, they deflecting.
So I was saying, Aaliyah is getting justice, by having her story told. And she's Jane Doe #1, honey. First in line, VIP, the same way she used to roll here on Earth. Child, first to serve R. Kelly some good old accountability, some good old fashioned accountability, honey. Something he has avoided for a very long time. Okay, 30 years counting of alleged child predatory acts, child R-word and abuse, as well as that of boys, young women, and men. I mean, this man allegedly has no boundaries when it comes to sex and had a habit of recording his deviant and illegal behavior, some of which was said today, I think, by the judge, that there is evidence. I think she was basically warning the people who were going to be hearing, the jury and everybody, there's evidence of audio and video depiction of R. Kelly's abuse and that of others that he took himself. Today some things were cleared up. Yeah.
And she said, and she warned them, remember, she warned them that it was going to be very difficult to watch.
Disturbing, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, disturbing. Okay, so some things also, the judge said no to the motion to dismiss. Yep. In its entirety. And it's not the first no they've gotten from her, so they should be used to that by now. But let's start off with Court TV's summary of today's proceedings, and we'll get into the details. And I think we'll just do commentary within this. So if you got something to say, just spit it out while it's playing. Okay, let me pull it up. I can't see the chat, but anybody else got a second device or a way that anybody else able to see the chat? Me?
Let me pull up my laptop.
Okay. All right. I guess I was pulling up first. Oh, Court TV. I'm like, where is it? Hold on, y'all. Okay. This is the most recent one. Okay. I just want to make sure. Well, I'm hoping it's the right one, but let's go.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ashley Wilcott. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It is day one in the U.S. versus the R. Kelly trial in Brooklyn, New York. Opening statements are underway in the federal trial for the R&B singer. Robert Sylvester Kelly is accused of sex trafficking and racketeering. He faces 9 counts involving 6 different women, some of whom were underage at the time of the alleged offenses. Now, Kelly has maintained his innocence on all of the charges. Note that there are no cameras allowed in the courtroom, as this is a federal case prohibiting access, but the media covering the case are able to watch the proceedings via a closed circuit camera at the courthouse. With us now, Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae, who is there on the ground in Brooklyn, New York, covering the latest directly out of the courtroom. Julia, always good to see you. What is the latest from court?
Judge, actually, the latest is that opening statements have concluded in this case. Both the prosecution and the defense have finished letting this jury know what they intend to prove or what they say the evidence will not prove in the case of the defense. In this case, we've heard a lot, especially from the prosecution, about who is going to be taking the stand. And the first witness today is actually going to be one of the Jane Does, Geronda Pace. She is going to testify about being 16 years old when the sexual contact between her and the defendant, Robert Sylvester Kelly, happened. We've also heard from this defense team, and they actually arriving in court today, watched them all walking in as a team. They are new to the Singers team. Really being
okay. I gotta pause this. What happened to the anonymity of the witnesses, or is it just in the courtroom? I mean, I'm confused. Her whole name and her face. Is it just me?
Yeah, I think I heard on one of them, because she has been in the public, books written or whatever, that she already had kind of established her name. That's why they kind of allowed her name, which kind of contradicted what Judge Ann said, that they would all be known by just their first name.
Right, but I don't know that. I think this is just in the press, I guess is what I'm saying. The press, I guess, is just taking liberties. Okay, I want to say hey to Michelle Hurd. Welcome, Michelle Hurd. Much love. Welcome. I'm sorry. There we go. Let's see. What is that? Oh, love is fair. She said love. She said Joy go home, or he. Love is fair said Joy go home. We agree with that. Go somewhere, child, please. Let's see. I saw somebody else. I thought, but yeah. Dawn to the roots with Earth. Oh, down to the roots with Earth Goddess. Hell of a name. Yeah. All right. But yeah, they got her whole picture and everything else. Look at Nicole. Tricky Nikki, honey. You are the star this morning. And Farinella. They both look so thin, don't they? I mean, geez.
She ain't had no rest, child.
I know. I was gonna say the stress of the stress. It's the stress for me. Okay, well, let's see what else they're talking about.
Hired and put on this case in June, and that's Nicole Blank Becker, Thomas Farinella, Deborah O'Canick, and also Calvin Scholar. 4 people where they're sitting at the defense table with him, where he is looking generally comfortable today, keeping his head down during most of the statements that were being made, but also looking rather somber.
Okay, keeping his head down as they're saying some of this stuff about him. Somber, but I haven't heard sleep yet, so hopefully he stayed awake.
No, guys, they did say he looked like he was dozing during her 2-hour, right, Judge? During her 2-hour opening, because they broke and had lunch in between Nicole's opening, and they said during the second part he was dozing.
I heard somebody pop in. Hold on, who was that? Okay,
it was me.
You back?
Yeah, my screen froze, and then next thing I know, I was in the chat.
You got booted out. It wasn't me. What's up, Lil Red? Oh, Charlene Hastings. Oh, said Charlene's been here in the bushes the whole time, child. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. All
right. Michelle, God has done prayer out to Zamir. Zamir's waving. Hi, Zamir. Yeah. All right. I finally got to say hi to you. Okay. Much love to y'all. Lil Red said he went to sleep again today. Yeah. I bet they're giving him an anti-anxiety medication. Hey, y'all. What up, Lil Red? Look, no offense. I think last time I was teasing you about your fave because we were kind of going back and forth. It was all in fun. Don't take me serious ever, unless you should, and you'll know when that is. Okay, so let's go on.
Discussion came about Jane Doe number 1, who was identified today as R&B singer Aaliyah.
All right, so Jane Doe number one, Aaliyah, has now been identified because we didn't know whether or not they'd be identified in court. It's Jane Doe. And so what else, Julia, have we heard about the alleged victims in this case?
Well, we have heard, like you just said, we've heard that one name that has been now confirmed, and they've used first names for most of them, but also about Geronda Pace. She is the one who's going to be taking the stand, and we'll be hearing her testimony in front of this jury. She's been identified by first and last names. But there have been some really detailed things that the prosecution laid out in their opening statements about what it was like for these women when they were kept in rooms inside of R. Kelly's home or inside of his musical studio. One thing stood out to me that the prosecutor said that sometimes they were not allowed to leave the room and resorted to urinating in cups because they couldn't get a hold of the defendant to give the instruction to allow them to do some of the most basic things. So that's what this jury is hearing about. They're hearing about an enterprise. That's what the prosecution has to prove in this case. Today, we also saw outside of the courthouse Gloria Allred, who represents several of the alleged victims in this case, not necessarily the ones that are going to take the stand in the indictment part of this case, but ones that will be added or coming in under uncharged similar acts.
Okay, so just clarification. So they did identify her by first and last name, which okay. And she's saying that dang, I already got a brain freeze. But basically, there's confirmations here about what was going on. Why did I stop this? I was about to say something. Ooh, it's gonna be one of those nights. Okay, hold on. Let me see why. I forgot.
In the indictment part.
Oh yeah, the uncharged acts. So she's just confirming there. Gloria Allred is her clients are mainly the uncharged acts folks who are still a part of the case, regardless.
Case, but ones that will be added or coming in under uncharged similar acts that the prosecution believes is going to show a pattern. Here's what she had to say early this morning before her court started.
All I can say is that I'm very confident that the court will afford a fair trial, both to Mr. Kelly and also to the persons who alleged they are victims.
Right, and we know like almost 15 years ago it didn't work out. You're very confident today is a different day this year.
I'm confident that there will be a fair trial in this case in federal court.
So who are you representing today?
3 of the alleged victims for whom charges have been filed in federal court in this case, and also 3 other important.
Okay, wait. So she's saying she's representing 3 alleged victims and then 3 other victims, right?
Right.
I was not serious, Red. No, I was not. Absolutely not. I just want to clarify that. Okay. Chrissy Power.
Potential witnesses who may testify.
Okay, so she said potential witnesses who may testify. So there are still witnesses out there who may testify that we don't know about yet. You know,
and don't
that
forget about the 2
right.
ladies in Baltimore.
Say that again.
She has the 2 ladies in Baltimore.
Oh, okay. I don't think I knew that.
Video that I sent you a couple of days ago.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. I forgot that. I didn't realize. So you're saying that's an actual case?
Oh yeah.
And she also has the Detroit victim as well.
Okay. She's busy handling this. All right.
Judge Ashley, there were not only people who were here on behalf of alleged victims in this case, but also supporters. I saw them at times hugging the defense attorneys as they came in. They've been very vocal about believing that all of these charges against the defendant are trumped up, that they are not true, and they plan to be here as often as they can, even though many of them have not been allowed to get into the overflow room because of the limitations inside.
And I understand.
Okay. Let's talk about that for a minute. The
This
supporters
is fucking ridiculous because
I noticed they're wearing yellow.
This is unacceptable.
Exactly.
You gonna? Why are you? Okay, calm it down. We have new people on the chat. let Baby Yoda be on her best behavior.
It's okay, let it fly, boo.
You're
Yeah, we
telling
waited a
me
long time,
so.
Miss Della. Bring it.
I almost choked on my drink, y'all. Miss Della said, y'all.
This is unacceptable.
That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
It's okay because you feel that these women was fast tail and they asked for this. It is okay for a grown adult to take advantage of it, and you're out there hugging them. This is unacceptable. I
That's
just don't
right.
understand people's minds.
It's so unprofessional in a federal courtroom. Y'all going up and hugging the defense attorneys. Like, what in the world are they thinking about? Not to mention the couple. You know, the media does things on purpose, and they
Mm-hmm.
found um 3 of the lady supporters out there. And did y'all see the one that showed Robert Sylvester's name tatted on her chest?
No, I didn't see that.
Of
And see
course.
that.
And it can remain on her chest. It is fine. It is fine.
She
I'm
said,
sorry, but
they said, how long have you had this tattoo? I had this tattoo since 2019.
oh my God. And that's okay. I'll put a
Look at that.
tattoo of it's okay. You can have something to cherish. You can cherish him while he's behind bars. He is dirty.
You
And
know,
again,
this old desperate fans gonna
Who
win,
is?
and this
trying
is
to
how you support
hold
him by
on to
getting a
something.
tattoo on your
Wait,
chest.
y'all. Who is the big lady with that? Oh Lord, have mercy. Look like that tire. She not needed.
I was looking
The
for this picture.
Michelin thing or
I
whatever.
had
The
a picture of
marshmallow.
The Michelin.
Oh
So
yes,
hold on.
next to the
We're not
lady in
going
the
look,
blue.
wait a minute. We're not gonna name call the fans. We're not gonna name call them. What we're saying is they have the right to be out there and to they give their prayers for the king. That's okay. However, you're praying for the wrong thing.
They
But
don't
what?
understand, Miss Della. They don't understand that God is working. They don't understand that Father God, the Creator, is working. It's his time's up, his accountability. Father God has covered him 2008, 30 years later. Now this is God's plan. Like, you don't get it.
But
And
what
again, if
attorney hugs the supporters outside? What that?
no, this to let them to let the attorneys know that he have support out here. Again, I'm pretty sure these people got the phones and everything else. They heard them opening statements, the
Yeah.
opening statements to show a pattern, how all of this was done. This is not makeup. This is real. That's why all them cameras every 5 minutes something's popping in because they're serious.
Mm-hmm.
This man has done damage. I mean, my it's terrible.
It is terrible. And Miss Della, I mentioned this to Goddess the other day. God only knows how many young girls and young boys across the United States and the world that he has violated and we don't even know about.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have to, this is for all of the silent victims, the abused victims, young girls, young boys that have been violated by him around the world and just couldn't, stand up to this kind of pressure.
And he's unbothered. That's the thing of it too. You falling
Hell,
asleep,
he
you're
couldn't
unbothered.
remember.
He
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 couldn't
doesn't believe
remember
it.
half his victims anyway.
He don't believe it. He thinks that it's okay. He
And
believes that
then
it's okay. That's why I'm pretty sure Greenberg is probably watching that. And again, something God has talked about on the last live about how difficult it is. It's difficult. The attorneys is very difficult for you. Or one of you guys said about the being difficult to work with him because he just gonna say no, 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 no. You got
yeah.
Right.
all this evidence against him. Here it
That's his
is today.
motto. His motto has been deny, deflect, and only certain people knew certain things.
It ain't gonna work. You see all that evidence they was rolling up in there
All
in the car, them
revealed,
opening
baby.
statements. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. This bone chilling. I couldn't even concentrate today. It was
But to fall asleep again, it
he
just don't
doesn't
make
care.
no
He
sense.
want this over with. He
He
must
don't
think that
care.
he must think that he gonna go home. Joy need
Yeah.
to take her ass home.
Who all testified today? Geronda Pace testified today. She was the first witness to testify after opening arguments. So as things resume tomorrow, I believe Demetrius Smith may be testifying tomorrow. I know he's an earlier. I remember reading somewhere he's going to be one of the earlier witnesses.
You want to talk
Testify.
about
He's all
what
outside
Geronda said
today, God is
today?
giving interviews. Demetrius Smith all outside the courtroom talking to people, and like he need to shut the hell up and be in a damn hotel room like the rest of the witnesses. He all outside the damn courtroom. And the I guess Tricky Nikki, because she is a woman, so it makes sense that she would be the one that will counter Geronda in the morning too.
And
So
actually,
we
she
just got to
did.
keep her in prayer
She did.
because she is 9 months pregnant and she's gonna go through it with Tricky Nikki.
So she did. So
Yeah.
Goddess, did you want to read a little bit about what Geronda said? Just basically her it seemed like the same old story, and then maybe
We're gonna unfold the day as it happens. So opening arguments and then Geronda. Okay, if that's okay. Yeah. I want to say that JC is wondering if they have Rob sedated for trial. I like how she calls him Rob. She's gotten to know him over 2 years, so I guess it's okay. But yeah, she wonders if they have him sedated for trial. I was just imagining how somebody was saying how he probably don't even remember half these witnesses. I'm wondering what's going on in his mind. Like the picture up here, he's probably like, "Who the hell is this bitch? I don't remember her." Like,
he remember them well.
I'm just saying, in his mind, he's all doped up, and who knows what he has in his system right now.
Now he remember Geronda, all that damn money he had to pay her. Now he know Geronda is. He had to give her a knot.
And Bubba, he probably say, "Damn."
Robert Keller made a point. We haven't gotten to that yet, but he said R. Kelly is guilty in my Nicole Becker voice, because I don't know if y'all read that she slipped up. Said he's guilty. Oh, I mean, not guilty. Yeah, okay. Who bought you off?
Can we ring the bell for incompetent?
Ring the bell.
This what you fought. Ring the bell for incompetent. How in the hell you gonna sit up there and say
you gotta
he
find
is guilty? I mean, not guilty.
And judge had to keep correcting her. She kept calling the victims girls, and the judge. I mean, she just ain't learned a lesson. She gonna be in contempt of court in a minute.
Mac Dime is here. Look, Mac Dime, I ain't in the mood for your shit tonight. Okay, I have been blocking you since 28. How long have I been on here? Since the beginning. You got a new name, I see. I mean, it's in all caps. But you can say free R. Kelly, but this ain't the channel that's gonna help you, baby.
Bye. All right. You can scoot on over there. Go on down there to the courthouse and say it.
Take it to the courthouse. All right, JC, like a serial murderer, he remembers them and relives what he did to them. The dude carried a duffel everywhere he went full of videotapes to relive it. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It did, JC.
Speak, JC.
Exactly did.
Speak. Yep.
Yes. He called it his trophies and stuff, and special ones. If he forgot one by accident, he's still in the handlers. Go retrieve this was on shelf number 23. Oh.
Hazel E, that happened during opening arguments. Yeah, they put her in charge of that. I guess they thought a woman being was going to make an impact. Put the woman
right
in charge of it.
I'm sorry. She did it. She called him guilty right before lunch. So that I mean not guilty. So I know that left an impression with the jurors. You gotta realize these people are just everyday people, and they are intent on these opening and closing arguments because this trial is going to be long. But that they are alert. So I know that left an impression. That we find him guilty. I mean not guilty.
She gonna blame it on being hangry. It was close to lunch. I
But
ain't
she
eight
said
and
you will ultimately you will have to find him guilty. I mean, excuse me, not guilty.
and
That's right.
also
And I
I,
do want to say, I'm sorry.
she said some of these women or whatever. She kept saying some of these women are lying. She didn't say all.
That's
Says
right.
she was. Huh. I want to get
Yeah.
through this video though. We don't have much more because they address to the end where the Geronda stuff, and we can comment on all that shit as we get there. Here we go.
Shan, that the defense is that it was consensual, that he didn't do anything wrong. Tell us, if you would, before we talk about the opening statements, Julia, how he looks, because we know that he was not given bond, and so he is in jail. How does he look there today during opening statements in terms of his dress and demeanor?
We have a very extremely clean-cut looking defendant who is sitting there. He, of course, is dressed in a suit, gray suit today, white shirt, matching tie. Even though we don't see him on camera at all, we got to record.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pause this.
Yeah.
Okay, where does this clean shaven showing at the cartoon? Where's the cartoonist? What is she looking at?
I know it's
What is she looking at? And then she said a gray suit? That looks tan to me, or some type of brown. Is she colorblind? Maybe she can't see him because he's black. She can't see him because he's black. Okay. Well, his hair looks stringy to me, like on Charlie Brown. You know, Charlie Brown, they have little strings coming out their head.
He was so happy to be in a suit out of them damn orange jumpsuit. He was glad to be in a suit. Shit.
Are in lovely Russell. They need to lock him up in a music studio and have him produce music and pay each of these women who missed their education and need therapy. One album for each victim. You saying like make him a slave in his studio to pay back people? Just as long as he don't have a bedroom in there, I think we'd be all right. Just give him a stool.
Yeah, have him do his 3 knocks on his own studio door when he want to go out to use the bathroom.
Yeah, make him pee in a cup and shit in a bucket.
Oh my God.
There's nobody in there with him though, because male or female, he gonna try to get him. Nobody's safe. I know Mac Dime ain't telling me to eat one. You better get your stank butt up out of here. Defending the old predator. Oh, nasty perv. Ew. You're gross, man.
Maj, y'all could throw anybody disrespectful, throw them out. Just, know.
I'm about to get him. Bye.
That was
bye. I had to cuss somebody out on Twitter today.
Twitter be getting crazy now. I jumped into some stuff.
He told me to shut the fuck up. I told him, I said, bitch, who was you talking to? I said, make me shut up. I said, you can go eat R. Kelly stinking licky dick. And this bitch tweeted back, he said open-minded.
Okay, I want to address it's Anne-Marie saying, I think it's a she. Yeah, she, welcome. She says she's new here and she wants to know if she's going to hear any of the court documents today. Well, as far as I know, there weren't any. Well, the things that were posted today were more so, they're going to get their printer that they asked for. I do have the defense's response to the government's response. It's 8 pages full of typos and errors, but being that the judge just, said no to it, I don't think it's really a point to go over it. I think we're up to date. So you can go back on past videos. We pretty much have gone over all the documents in the videos if you would like to, revisit that stuff, but not today. Today, we're just going over what happened in court today for the most part. And I will definitely check Pacer again, make sure I ain't missed nothing. Okay. So R. Kelly got more tape than Blockbuster videos. Oh, wow. Wow.
That's the truth. When that Chicago trial, that's where the warehouse full of the 100+ devices is in. So yeah, that's a true statement.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's up with the yellow? I noticed that with the reporters there. I wonder, did they do that for Joy? To show support.
Daddy's girls asking I'm thinking they listening to opening arguments. You have to be present to hear the opening argument. They have 2 overflow rooms and a media room in the courtroom where they can, I think there's a video feed, an audio feed, if I'm not mistaken, maybe just audio. But yeah, the media is where we're getting these reports. This is coming from Court TV. So
they do got a video feed there, goddess.
Okay, so there you go. Let's see. His defense lawyers just keep admitting to his crimes. This has been happening since pre-trial. When Greenberg admitting that about him marrying Aaliyah. I mean, all on video.
Yes, it's hilarious, Hazel.
This is the third time his lawyers have confessed to his crimes. This is hilarious. It is. Let's see. Is that supposed to be him? So I was like, is that supposed to be? What are these pictures? I mean, I'm just saying, no offense. I mean, but I'm looking at just like on The Chi. I don't know if y'all watched The Chi, but Keisha Boo's new boyfriend, the girl who was kidnapped and held hostage and had the baby, her new boyfriend looked like him too. And it is supposed to be Chicago. Where's that one picture at? I had one where it's just his face close up. I'm gonna bring that up.
He looked like Samuel L. Jackson with his hair brushed back in that one movie. When he was dancing and stuff towards his dad and mom. He wanted to get some money to get high. I forgot the name of that movie.
He looked like the predator he is.
He do, with his little one string of hair hanging out the back. I wonder what made her draw this like this if they say he was clean shaven. See, this just makes you question the credibility of folks. You know what I mean? T said, I wonder if Snoop Dogg sent him a barber and a suit. Snoop Dogg, any of his celebrity little friends in the closet who won't come out publicly, probably sending them stuff because they don't want him to out them. Man, I got your back, man. You get out, you got a place to stay over here. Yeah, no, good well, this man ain't getting out. He's like, I got a track waiting for you to lay something on it so we can get some money rolling in for you. They know good and well they ain't waiting for this man.
Regardless of the output of this trial, his legacy is forever tarnished by his own deeds.
And that's why, and listening to them they laid it out today. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah, they did. We're gonna get into it, and we wasted time. Okay, let me get back to the video. We're not wasting time. Just made me think about the fact that it's Wednesday and that we got a lot to cover. A lot was said during the openings. There's a lot of breakdowns.
Let's go.
Okay, but wait, go ahead and finish because I want to do these. I'll try to catch up to these comments. So go ahead. Say what you got to say, baby. You know I'm happy.
No, you gonna get to it. That's fine.
Oh, you came off the court. You came off the bench onto the court. Go ahead and shoot, baby.
No, what I said was I was saying about the opening statements laid it out when Miss P was saying about his legacy is destroyed. I mean, just listening to just the patterns, the recruitment, the enterprise, the beatings, everything was just laid out there. It was you don't recover from that.
No.
Love is fair said I heard Debo got into it with Tim Savage. Lord.
Not Debo, but his subscriber, Lady G. That was who he had because Lady G actually escorted. Okay. You want me to say that?
No, I said bring that tea. I'm bringing the bell.
Okay. Lady G escorted Azriel and Joy to the New York trial. So if y'all go back and look at that video of that lady, that's Lady G. And when Tim Savage and his wife Jocelyn seen her, they approached her and said, like, where's my daughter? And she was like, I don't know where your daughter's at. And she was talking all that shit, like, I would whip that ass, but the bottom line is she did say that Tim Savage think he bad. Well, I don't think that he think he bad. I think this is a man that hasn't seen his daughter in 3 or 4 years and desperate to get some kind of form of justice. And I was yeah.
Who is Lady G? And why Azriel's parents wasn't there? Why is this woman escorting them in?
Well, I guess she's a supporter and
a handler.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say that, but she is a supporter, and she escorted them into the courthouse. And because of that, Tim Savage and his wife remembered her, and they accosted her today.
Okay. I got you.
So she's not saying that she escorted them in today. She's saying they had escorted them in previously, right?
Right. The first time when he had to go to New York.
She was recognized today by the Savages.
Okay, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Okay, now I got it. Oh, because honey, I was, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and also Joy weren't there today.
Mm.
I heard she was there. Somebody said she was there.
Yeah, sure? I was. You know what? The news reporters had their audio so low you could barely hear what Miss what's her name? Miss Savage and Mr. Savage. That's how I'm gonna say it. What they were saying, and I tried to hear and listen really good. I think they said you can't see her or hear, you can't see her, right? They were talking about their daughter, about Joy, and they were saying they hoped that they could see her and they knew that she was in there. And but I wasn't 100% sure, but it just seemed like when they was talking to news reporters, they had the audio was so low you could barely hear what Tim and Ms. Savage had to say.
That's true. You're right. You could barely hear.
Like they was, almost whispering almost.
Well, I read that she was there and that she was going to be testifying for the defense is what I read. So
yeah, she is going to be for the defense, but I don't know if she was there today though. But yeah, you're correct. She is testifying.
Again, I read that she was there. I'm gonna keep saying.
Yeah,
I read. I don't know if it's true or not, but I did. It was stated, so I'm just putting that out there. Okay. Again.
We're outside, his suit being carried into the courtroom, and I don't think that's the one that he is wearing today, but it seems that he asked someone to bring it, to hand over to the guard for him to wear in the preceding days, the days that are coming up in this case. So he is looking comfortable in his seat. He's looking a little less nervous than I noticed during jury selection last week.
So let's shift now to the content. What stood out to you about the prosecution and the defense's opening statements that they made just this morning?
Well, the prosecution's opening statement was delivered by Maria Melendez. She's an assistant U.S. attorney, and really it was very clear and organized in the way that she presented this case. And here's how she started it out. She told this jury this case is about a predator, a man who for decades used his fame and a network of people at his disposal to target and groom women, girls, men, and boys for his own sexual gratification. And she backed that up with the evidence that these jurors are going to hear, the testimony about his entourage, the people who helped orchestrate these women and girls, men and boys who were brought to him and were kept, were kidnapped, were not allowed to leave, and were subject to a litany of rules. I think it was very clearly laid out. As far as the defense attorney who presented the opening statements, Nicole Becker-Blank, she presented really seemed like a meandering opening statement. Here's a general point that came at the beginning of that opening statement. She said the fundamental reason that we are here is because the government wants you to believe that our client, an internationally known singer, is the leader of a large enterprise, similar to John Gotti. The evidence will show that this is uncharted territory. But I can tell you that the judge wouldn't let them get too much into trying to argue that the racketeering and RICO charges are not appropriate in this case, because that's something that was litigated pre-trial. And at this point, the judge had to...
Okay, I want to pause because this is not the first time we've heard that Judge Ann had to step in on Nicole and correct her. I think we had known through Greenberg that she hasn't tried any federal cases. She's not a federal attorney. So, correct. And New York isn't her jurisdiction, so she doesn't know Judge Ann, or she doesn't know, she's in foreign territory, and it's showing.
Doesn't know the decorum. She doesn't know federal decorum
at all,
or law, obviously, because they already ruled in the pretrial that the RICO, that the defense motion to dismiss was denied. So the fact that she tried to slip in talking about questioning the RICO, and for the judge to have to correct her in front of the jury, like, just speak to the evidence, is not good.
Not at all. I'm just going through some of these comments. Somebody said that other side been quiet today, no lives. I know. Dry Fox been over there live. She was doing a marathon. I guess she was waiting on the news that he was going to be acquitted or something. I don't know.
And he was gonna walk out them doors.
I guess that's what she was. She had everybody praying today, child. That's what they was doing. Throwing Hail Marys. What Glendale thinks. Welcome. People are going to tell on the other celebrities. Watch when the case starts not to look so good, then all the rats are going to jump off the boat when it starts to sink. Well, when has it looked good? Oh, you mean look so good for who? The prosecution? Because it's always looked bad for him as far as I'm concerned.
Didn't they say that he was disgusted because he can't believe all the other music artists that he worked with and helped hasn't came? He just knew they was gonna try to test, have his back or financially support, and he just was, in disbelief. He just can't believe how everybody has turned their backs on him. He just can't believe it.
Queen is asking why they. What was that?
They don't want to be associated with him, like you said earlier. Like they don't want to have anything, to come out and support this at all because they don't want none of that be attached to them.
Exactly. They don't want none of that funk on them. And they might be involved in the funk, but they don't want to be put out there. So, of course, they're going to stay away. If somebody was going to come out, I mean, a couple people tried it and they had to go sit down.
That's right.
Yeah, I want to know
why. Yeah, people who saw that were like, "Oh, okay, I see what this is. I ain't touching it." But Queen is asking why they're hiding Joy so much. But remember, when we first saw Surviving R. Kelly, they were all being hidden. I mean, remember the whole Azriel throwing rocks at the window. I mean, that's his MO, is to keep them. And she's just the last. Well, I wouldn't say the last. We know who she is. We don't know everybody. There was a whole clan. There was a whole clique of them living with him and stuff. So, and there's other women that we don't know who they are and don't know their stories that are hidden away. So she's probably just the face we know that represents all the others we don't. And it's really sad.
Yeah.
It just still shows how he maintains control. The last bit of control on the one that we are aware of, because to tell you the truth, we haven't heard a peep from her since the last time we saw her attending trial since she had to attend trial for the fight with her and Azriel.
Yeah.
JC is asking if she's not a federal lawyer, how she part of this defense. Well, there was a filing she had to do as far as the jurisdiction goes. I don't know about the federal versus non-federal. I don't know if it's just something you can try without proper, I don't know that there's a separate, situation for being federal versus a state lawyer, but she in there. Judge knew, she went through whatever hoops she had to go through.
She wanted it. Now she got it. So
he sure did get the bottom of the barrel. He got the bottom of the barrel and a lot of stuff. I get why some don't want to come out. Aaliyah, for instance, made her own name in the business. Look what she will be remembered for. Yeah, I think in the long run, once this is all said and done, and hopefully her music will finally be released, maybe we can get back to that and put all this behind us, you know what I mean? And move on. Her legacy can breathe again.
Yeah.
Right.
Keith Sweat ain't said it. Word, he was performing with him before he got locked up. Ooh, Keith Sweat, child. No, not Keith. Please, no.
Nah, we need Big and Keith. We don't need him to be silly.
Okay, let's finish this little video and then we'll get into the details.
Instructor, stop opening statements and let her know that the charges are what they are. You can only talk about what the evidence is expected to show. So we got a lot from the defense in terms of the discrediting that they are doing of the Jane Does, but not a lot of organization as to where this defense is going to take things and what the defense may be in this case.
And it's really hard because you never want a judge to interrupt your opening statement. That's not a good look in terms of what you want the jury to see. So, Julia, I must ask two things. I just note when you say in an opening statement, it's an enterprise similar to John Gotti, and that's what they're trying to prove. Well, you're taking a risk because jurors may or may not know who that person is. But what I also want to ask you on this, it's my understanding that the defense attorneys are newer, as you already said, and started in June. They did ask for a continuance, did they not, in order to be prepared to go forward?
You are correct. They did ask. That's Deborah O'Canick. So he's a New York attorney who asked for a motion to delay the trial or put that before the judge. But the two attorneys who are actually doing a lot of the, it seems, work today, especially Nicole Becker, who is a Michigan attorney, they told the judge early on that they were prepared to go forward, that them coming onto the case would not slow things down. And that was because the former attorneys, Stephen Greenberg and Michael Leonard, they were requesting to be allowed to withdraw from this case. So that was part of the agreement, that if they were able to withdraw, these attorneys would come in and there would be no delay in the trial. So yes, they did ask for that. That was denied. But there are two attorneys on that four-person team who said that they would be ready to go.
And I know, I mean, Julia, this is allegations that have spanned for more than 20 years, 3 decades. So certainly I appreciate you're going to stay with us.
So that was not the correct video because it didn't include Geronda, but that's fine because we have just information here about that.
I wonder why. I guess Nicole wanted to do the opening because I would assume that Deborah O'Canick, with his familiarity being a federal lawyer up there in that court and familiar with Judge Ann, would have might made a better. I know at least he wouldn't have got up there and said, "We'll find R. Kelly guilty," and he wouldn't have got up there and had to be reminded not to say girls or be shut down about the RICO. I think he would have did a better job that way, but you know.
She is a woman. I think they're thinking that's some type of strategy for them. And also, remember, she was a prosecutor for a sex crime prosecutor, right, in Detroit previously. So for her to be now on the defense side, it might be also lessening her, what would be usual strength in this area, maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the reporter said the defense was unorganized. They were shut down by the judge a couple times. She was shut down by the judge a couple times. It's embarrassing, honestly. She said it wasn't a good look. It was embarrassing. She's on a world stage, an international stage, due to his, the popularity of this case. And thank God it's not on camera for her case, for her sake. Could you imagine if this was live video feed? She probably would have fainted.
Oh my God, said disorganized. And that's why he fell asleep. He like, I can't even, God damn it.
Nope.
I honestly think he is doped up.
This case is about a predator. It's not about a celebrity who likes to party all the time. He was described as lies, manipulation, threats, physical abuse to dominate the victim, and to avoid accountability for years.
Right. Well, before we get into the opening arguments, I want to talk about Judge Ann, because before opening arguments started, even just before the jury had come in, it says, I'm reading from, what is this one here? New York Times. It says, let me go up. Minutes before the jury entered the courtroom, U.S. Judge Ann M. Donnelly, who is presiding over the case, ruled on a slew of motions allowing prosecutors to offer evidence in sexual abuse dating back to 1991. Those allegations regard Mr. Kelly's brief marriage to singer Aaliyah. They say minutes before the jury entered the room, U.S. District Ann M. Donnelly. Oh, wait, I just read that. They just repeated that. Hold on. The judge also ruled Wednesday that the jury would hear the details of settlement agreements regarding accusations that Mr. Kelly knowingly gave 2 women herpes in 2001, as well as evidence that he gave the sexually transmitted disease to a minor in 1995.
His ass is cooked.
Yeah, exactly. So the judge pretty much gave the prosecution everything that they blocked she did not allow the motion to dismiss at all, and they're allowed to bring certain things that the defense was trying to block, the herpes stuff. And she's like, that's okay. Now, mind you, okay, so may come across some more stuff about the judge, but I wanted to bring that up first because that was what happened prior to even opening arguments. So the prosecution opened up, and now we can talk about what happened during that opening argument. Well, as Ms. Della stated, she opened up by saying this is a case about a predator. And we're talking about Maria Cruz Melendez. She's the assistant.
Yes, I ring the bell for her.
Assistant U.S. attorney. Big job. Maria Cruz Melendez has, and she is, on the floor, defending these victim witnesses. So it goes on. She told the jury among an opening statement in the long-awaited and closed-watch federal trial, which is being held in Brooklyn, Mr. Kelly, she said, was a manipulator who used his fame, his popularity, and a network of people at his disposal to target, groom, and exploit young girls, boys, and women for his own sexual gratification. So she just made sure to cover everybody, everybody. And I'm so glad Believe didn't come into this opening argument, which would have told us there's evidence about his dog that we hadn't heard about yet. So thank goodness. All right.
I was praying for Believe too.
Yeah. So they're saying that it was roughly a 1-hour speech to 7 men and 5 women who will decide his fate. Ms. Cruz Melendez outlined Mr. Kelly's interactions with 6 women and girls who she said that he had harmed through a combination of sexual, physical, and psychological abuse. And I was listening to somebody, and they said mental abuse isn't illegal. It sure is. So, like, what's the problem? But it's a part of the coercion and the manipulation. Like, I don't understand how people don't see that. Like, it's not okay.
No.
Says the women include the singer Aaliyah, whose brief marriage to Mr. Kelly at 15 years old was among the first revelations to fuel questions over his conduct. 5 other women who will be referred to only by their first name. Well, aside from Geronda Pace, and maybe there might be others we might hear about. There's one in particular I'm thinking her name may, hopefully not, but 5 other women who will be referred to by first name: Stephanie, Sonia, Geronda, and Zell, Z-E-L-L, who are expected to testify, as well as Faith, who is not. Says were between 16 and 22 when Mr. Kelly preyed upon them. And I think Faith is one of the ones Allred was saying potentially, maybe, because doesn't Allred represent her?
Yes.
Yeah. She's getting him for herpes.
Yeah, but they said she's not testifying as far as yet, at least, because as she said, I have 3 who may testify, who potentially may testify. And she must be one of those. It says prosecutors are seeking to convince the jury that Mr. Kelly, 54, and those in his orbit, his whole universe, anybody in his whole universe, okay, built and perpetuated a decades-long system of sexual abuse. But Mr. Kelly's defense team, in its opening statement, questioned those claims and challenged the credibility of Mr. Kelly's accusers. And that's all they have is attack. Try to undermine them with, by attacking their character, It says the singer.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, see, that's how you do an opening statement. Like Ms. Della was saying, purposeful strategy, very cut, dry, very making points in an hour, not getting up there, glossing over, disorganized, trying to go on emotion, pretty much just, glossing over some of the things he's done and saying that, that they lying. Like you said, it's going to be an attack for 2 hours.
Yeah, and they're going to do this the whole time, though, for a whole month?
No strategy. they don't really have a defense to, you know, a lot of these, a lot of the charges. They don't. All they can say is that, oh, these victims are lying. That's not a defense. That's not gonna save him.
Why do I feel like they might just stop showing up at one point?
They gonna have to steady say, "Wake up, Rob! Wake up!"
They need to stop giving him them pills. I feel like Tricky Nikki slipping them some pills or something.
I feel like that too.
That dope. And then she got to go stand up there and try to prove her love for the cane. He's like, bitch, you want to know what you're doing?
I guess after they
She
start showing
wanted
the videotape, she gonna say what? Oh, it was consensual. So I mean, you're right. It's all it is an attack. That's all she's doing is just attacking. You have nothing else. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not prepared for this. They're not prepared for this. Let's go on.
Has this ever happened? Have this ever happened in a case? And if so, is it like a legal process? What if they roll in one of those tapes or audios and they got Tricky Nikki on some incriminating things, and the bailiff was gonna say, "Put your hands behind your back." Before
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they don't look at them videotapes.
Yeah, I was like, what if something just be like a surprise, and the judge gonna have to say, "Hold on, court to adjourn in my chambers right now."
I was gonna say it probably would happen in the judge's chambers if anything happened like that, or they would wait. But I would say that they might still be trying to comb through stuff. You never know. As much stuff as they had, they might have a team of people they trying to hurry up before the door finally closes. Because as you see, they're presenting evidence as the witnesses are testifying. Like, okay, well, this is saying this, and we have this from her, and can we file this with the court? And they're like, mm-hmm.
And I read,
we know
Jerronda testified, said she was reluctant. So I'm glad she got hers out of the way. And it does seem like her little story is still consistent. You know what I mean?
We'll get there. We barely get in the cover. Go ahead.
For them to have to get a letter motion to get a printer to print out the 3,500 materials during court. Now they already got the transcripts. The judge giving them a transcript. But the fact, because there's access to printers in the courtroom, but the fact that they needed to bring a printer right there with defense is to print out the evidence tells me they are not prepared. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, she allowed it because she doesn't want any problems with these people. She's gonna give them what they ask for if she feels this is what may keep them, from being able to move forward, or them to say, "Oh, we can't do this because we don't have a printer." She's gonna say, "Look, give them the printer. What else do you want?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want $5 every morning? I mean, what do you need? Like,
y'all need the transcript. We go to transcript.
Yeah, they gave her the transcript. Did they get the Post-its and the highlighters and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she let them use the courtroom instead of So yeah, they've gotten these accommodations. So people can't say that she hasn't been fair to these people, but at the same time, they ain't bringing it. They're not bringing it. At least from opening arguments, it's supposed to be set the tone, right? Yeah. I think for the prosecution, their tone has been set and been pretty consistent throughout this whole 2.5 years. But defense has also been consistently shitty at what they're doing. So I would say that on that end, yeah, okay, we can give them that. But it goes on in this article to say Nicole Blank Becker, one of Mr. Kelly's 4 lawyers, described his accusers as once enamored fans who each developed an agenda when faced with prospect of media attention and financial gain. So groupies, gold diggers. She warned jurors to question their testimony, suggesting that it would be filled with exaggerations. She said, "We believe their testimony will crumble," Ms. Blank Becker told jurors. "There will be so many untruths told to you, ladies and gentlemen, that even the government won't be able to untangle the mess of lies." Oh, that ladies and gentlemen, I have read somewhere else that she said that over 100 times throughout the open argument. That must be her go-to, that's just some practiced thing. She's not that great. People were pumping her up, hyping her up like she was the greatest gift to the defense, to any defense. Sounds to me like she's fallen short so far.
She need to take a nap, child, and regroup.
Maybe eat something. Jeez. It says 2 of the women at the center of the trial appeared in the documentary series Surviving R. Kelly and have never spoken publicly about their allegations. 3 were underage when their encounters with Mr. Kelly began. That several are expected to testify marks a significant change from Mr. Kelly's only previous criminal trial in 2008 when he was acquitted of child porn charges. Well, there were several that testified in that one too, I believe. At least 14 for at least the one girl who didn't show up. But it says the long delayed trial has been highly anticipated. Yep, since Mr. Kelly's sexual conduct came under fresh scrutiny. Okay, I'm not trying to reread all the history. Let's see. During the trial, jurors will hear testimony from witnesses and evidence that accuses him of kidnapping, forced labor, failing to disclose a sexually transmitted disease, and producing child pornography. But the jury that filed into the courtroom just after 10 a.m. on Wednesday will be tasked with the processing a much broader question that is central to the case: whether an informal criminal organization existed around and contributed to the crimes that he's accused of. So the whole thing is this a RICO? Did those people enable him and do these things on his behalf? And with all the witnesses that they have, these people worked for him. These people, it's not just victim witnesses, it's employees, handlers, all kinds of people.
But isn't she admitting the coercion and stuff by saying it's consensual? Because you cannot, the whole thing is that if you underage, you cannot consent. Like,
exactly.
Is she
That's
not
what I'm
proving
saying.
that he's guilty by saying that?
Exactly. So regardless if you say, I said I was 20, but I was really 15, it doesn't make a difference because you know better. And you kept it going.
Yeah, you cannot consent. She's saying that it was consensual.
With me right now. Dude, shut up. I don't care.
You don't, so that's what I'm saying.
Dude, I'm live right now. Don't say anything.
I'm not gonna say shit.
All right. Had to dip out for 1 second. Sorry. So
do we need to call 911? I mean,
because hey.
it's just a kid, man. Just a kid.
Oh, his nephew. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, nephew.
And y'all is loud as hell. I can hear y'all from down the street.
What's up,
nephew? What's up, nephew? My king, man.
I love y'all. Mom pushed me out the way. I love y'all.
I love you too. We're ready for that music and that show, man. Turn up.
That's right. That's right.
I was going to end up logging off, getting nephew and Detroit out there to see his real face.
Okay, handle it. Okay, so where we at here? We're talking about Nicole. Okay, so let me move on because this article got real dry. But this, let me make sure, because I had to piece up the stuff. There's a bunch of articles lined up because some articles had stuff that others didn't, so.
Yeah, I wrote notes. You're exactly right.
Yeah, and I just don't want to regurgitate stuff that we know because we've been following this for some years, and I already know the basic stuff here. So if you were looking for the basic stuff, this is probably not the channel for you to be catching up on.
It's not there.
This picks up every single thing.
Where's the card? It's not. The purse is in the back behind the TV.
Somebody take the helm for me for 2 seconds, please, while I handle it. Thank you. I told you don't come over here doing this.
Hey, Miss Della, back to Nicole's opening argument again, though. I just want to reiterate what we're talking about. For her to say that these were groupies or fans and that these developed into a consensual type of relationship, like, are you not saying then that he did exactly what he's charged with, because you cannot consent when you are underage to
I
having
don't know.
sex.
I'm on my TV and my purse is somewhere. No. Please, just use your own card for now and bring it back when you're done.
Charge me.
Bring it back when you're done.
Okay.
Goddess, we can hear you.
Oh! Okay, sorry. A long time ago.
I did.
Okay. I want to say thank you, Wayne, Aisha, who I'm missing, Hazel, everybody in the chat, the mod. Thank y'all for holding it down. I appreciate y'all. I love all of y'all for supporting us and always coming through and taking time out of your day with us. I really appreciate you. We all appreciate you, and welcome all the newcomers.
Let's
You're
read
gonna
some of the chat, what Lendl thinks. He says the odds are already stacked against him, and he knows that. And then he says, and look at how they are saying bad things about these girls. Exactly. That's what their agenda is. They really don't have a true defense.
And then for Tricky Nikki Cokehead to keep saying the girls came to him. Well, you ain't
Right.
mean, like all this BS, because she got her personal feelings involved. Trust and believe.
And then Queen Keith says, how can kids give consent though?
That is
Exactly.
true.
They are
That's what I'm
saying the
saying. So
same
you
thing
can't
supporters
use
say.
that.
Right.
You're right. You can't say a groupie or starstruck, because again, I'm gonna go back to what Geronda testified. She said, I did lie about my age.
Yes.
However, she said, well, I'm really 16. He's like, well, what you telling me that for? You just keep telling people you 21.
And then did anybody see that different journalist? Okay, the one that's been keeping up with the case on Twitter, they always come. Jason
Meisner from Chicago,
yes. He put in parentheses, and he said actually Geronda was 14 when she met him at the courtroom.
That is true.
And
yes,
that
was in court today. Yep,
yeah,
you're right.
they said the prosecutors verified with birth certificate and ID and social security number she was actually 14. And I
and
found
do you all
that
remember when you saw her outside? She did look like a little child, didn't
She does. That's right.
Yes,
That's right, Miss Della, with the little red wig. Yes, when she met him at court, you could tell she's a young girl. You could tell that she's not of age.
Starstruck. And again, he knew damn well she wasn't 21. I don't care. You can say
that's right.
Just one
and it
person.
still falls on the adult. You are an adult. I don't care who jumped off the porch and was sneaking in there around. You make that decision to say, I am a grown man and I'm not messing with nobody's kids.
And see, Hazel E says they are confessing to his crimes because children cannot consent to sex with an adult.
That is
so
true,
them using this as a defense is so stupid. They have no defense.
And then you up here knocking these baby around with your big, beating on, slapping, kicking, and they said spankings, beatings, and stomping them. I mean, all this. Oh my God.
I can't take it. So, and you're right. Again, you have someone that say, well, there's nothing wrong with you're dating an older guy. But again, you date an older guy. Why should you have to ask the permission to eat, go to the bathroom? Or remember, oh my God, remember what I read today about he promised a lady something.
Yes.
A career, locked her in the room for 3 days.
And drugged her. She fell unconscious after they
she was wet
okay. All right.
The last thing I was gonna say is that if you're gonna date,
you hear me now, right? Yeah.
If you're gonna date an older man, you do have to be of age, though. Got it.
I'm like, can y'all hear me or no? Yeah?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. Fantastic. So you guys, we're talking about against are still the opening argument. So being that you guys kind of dove into the Jane Does and all the stuff that was reported on them, I'm just going to go to the bullet pointed information that's on the Court TV site because it's just cut and clear. So they say that, let me go down to prosecution. All right, so wait, let me go down. This starts with the defense because I guess they went in order of time, and it goes down to courtroom highlights. Okay, well, I'm just going to read what's here. It says, day one courtroom notes. Nicole Becker delivers an opening statements for the defense. Some of these quotes we read, you'll hear he sold millions upon millions of records. You'll hear he has so many fans that truly love and adore him, that his music touched and uplifted their lives. Attorney Becker begins talking about Jane Doe number one. If she were involved in a crime from 1994, would we be here today? She's asking. And these people who she's talking to, the jury, you have to think that we don't know what information they have and they're stored in their brain about Aaliyah and R. Kelly, so she's basically, I guess, coming from a place of these people probably don't know nothing. So we're going to treat them as if they don't know anything. So to say, oh, if there was a crime, would we be here today? Well, there have been crimes and we are here today because of those crimes. That's why we're here. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Like, yes, we are here today, and there were crimes. I don't get that. So when it comes to Aaliyah, God rest her soul, she passed away. She's not going to be here to testify. Well, did she feel like the jury didn't know that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here she goes with that. There will be no evidence, no proof that she was pregnant. So, of course, she's bringing that up because the prosecution stated that it was rumored, or, that was one of the reasons he supposedly married her, was to cover up the fact that she was pregnant. She went on to say, Jane Doe number two, these are bullet points. Kelly and JD2 dated for 6 to 8 months. She came to see him, got on a plane. No one forced her. You need to use your common sense when you hear testimony from JD2, John Doe 2. She came to the studio in hopes of getting to know Mr. Kelly. She always had her cell phone with her and a landline. Wait a minute. She always had, okay, they're saying she had a landline available, I'm assuming. Okay. She took showers outside of the room she was staying in. She called the front desk reception 80 times asking, where is R. Kelly? Well, because she was hungry and had to pee. There's no evidence or proof that the prosecution can show that the door is only locked from the outside.
Now that's admitting the damn doors were locked, dumbass. Did R. Kelly write the damn opening statement? What the hell going on?
She doesn't have much to rely on this in her opening statement as what she plans to bring to the table throughout this trial. If this is what she's going to do, I mean, and then basically witness by witness, they're going to try to just tear them down and discredit them. But that's not enough for this because there's so much proof. There's DNA, digital, audio, video. I mean, just to keep saying, no, she's just a groupie. That's not going to cut it.
And then she's still placing the young minors there with him in a room, locked up.
Wow. And that's the thing, too. We're talking about minors. So to say it was consensual and all these things, like.
They call 8 times to the desk.
They call 80 times. So they were up there stressing. I wonder if any of those desk people are going to testify.
You know what? I believe so.
Some of those hotel people, they know some stuff.
Oh, you better know it.
And what she said about Jane Doe number 4 is admits she's, and that's Geronda, I believe, right? admits she's a super fan, skipped school, lied to her mom so she could pursue her passion, which was and it says R. Kelly. Now, mind you, she's what? How old was she at this time? 14?
Well,
14.
yes,
It proving that
14.
she's a minor, again, beautiful spirit, by saying all those things. Skipping school, her mom didn't know, all proving that she's a minor.
Right.
Yeah.
So hearing this as a juror, if I'm a juror and I'm hearing this, I'm thinking, skipping school? That's a child.
Yes, yes.
I mean, and to use the fact that she's a super fan against her, you have to understand that who he is as a superstar. He has that ability to manipulate and control people with that star power. That's what fanatics are even known for, as being hypnotized by these people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they're just proving the prosecution's arguments.
Yes.
They say the proverbial word groupie can be used to describe Jane Doe number 4. Her story is like a snowball that expands with lies, getting bigger and bigger, attached more and more to the interaction between her and Mr. Kelly. I wonder, they should put her book as a piece of the evidence. Have the jury read that book.
And Geronda provided all the NDAs with his famous signature with the heart and the initial.
And those NDAs, again, will be allowed, the ones that they have. Now, here's what I was looking for, the prosecution. So this is backwards because the prosecution was up first, but here's what they bullet pointed about that. Assistant U.S. Attorney Maria Melendez begins a powerful, you see, they say powerful. They called Tricky Nikki's opening argument meandering, which is weak. It says they called him a predator who hid in plain sight for years. Prosecution identifies Jane Doe number 1 as singer Aaliyah, which we know. A clean-cut R. Kelly hangs his head at the prosecutor, detailing accusations about how Kelly planned to marry Aaliyah in 1994 when he believed she was pregnant to keep her from ever testifying against him. Jane Doe number 1 that goes into Aaliyah. As we all know about Aaliyah, I don't want to have to repeat all this. It's the same stuff we know. They had to bribe somebody to get her a fake ID. We know that. She was 15. They met when she was 12. So, and they word is that she was meeting him, flying to see him, and all that between the ages of 12 until they got married at 15. She was sexually involved with him prior to the marriage. Obviously, if she was pregnant. So let's see. Jane Doe number 3 in prosecutor opening statements describes an occasion on which the alleged victim, discovered the door locked. This is the one I was talking about. Spent 3 days in a room, pleaded to go get food, go to the bathroom, etc., but not allowed out before finally getting some cold Chinese food, then falling asleep and waking up to find her underwear off, wetness between her legs, and defendant pulling up pants, grabbing her backside and ordering her to go. Defendant allegedly warned her to keep quiet, and she did for 16 years. Imagine living with that, wondering how did that even get into that?
And he had his handler take her ID and phone and stuff when she got there. So he basically drugged her and
Yeah. And then Jane Doe number 4, they spelled her name wrong. Geronda, a 16-year-old. Is this a different Geronda? Met defendant at a party in 2009. She claimed to be 19. They exchanged numbers. She told him she was a virgin, and he said he wanted to train her to do oral sex, and that's what happened. She later told him she was 16 and showed her ID. The defendant allegedly did not ask her to leave and instead told her to tell people she is 19 and continued sexual relationship. Defendant allegedly became controlling, slapped her, choked her, and forced her to give him oral sex. Okay. So that's okay. This is Zell, number 5. Zell met defendant at age 17 in 2015 when the defendant was 48. Alleges that an associate of the defendant gave her a wristband to attend a concert, supposed to be giving his phone number. And she initially said she was 18. Alleged the defendant told her to come for an audition, at which he told her to sit on his lap, give him a kiss, invited her to hotel room, She said he needed to relieve himself sexually, did oral sex on her, video recorded their sexual encounters. And this is at the first meeting for an audition, supposedly.
That must have been that picture with her sitting on his lap and he holding his own phone, taking a selfie, and he got her kissing him.
Alleges the defendant told her parents she would help with her career, saying she would be the next Aaliyah. Allegedly told the defendant she was 17. Alleges the defendant went on to tell her to live with him. Alleges the defendant exposed her to herpes, which is a crime in both New York and California, both of which states they had sex. Alleges the defendant imposed strict rules, telling her to call him daddy and confining her to a room for days. So that's that man act, that traveling. And,
Yes.
Yep.
It sure is.
And had no intentions of making nobody no star. It was all for sex. It's horrible. Horrible.
You know, him and Barry Hankerson got that famous line, "You're going to be the next Aaliyah, the next Aaliyah, the next Aaliyah."
Okay, so Ms. Dallas texted me, "Are you okay? We could hear everything." So let me explain what happened. My son comes over here. I had told my son he's off today, right? He works 2 jobs. He does music. He's always busy. I hardly ever see him. And he was supposed to come over here. We were supposed to have a meeting because we drop in some music next week. We got a lot going on. We're traveling, do a show, all that. So he comes over here earlier, and he got on my nerves. I'm just gonna say that. We got some stuff done, but he's very playful, and like he just didn't want, he was just, so he was like, "Well, I'm gone. I got things to do, but I'm gonna come back." And I told him, "Don't come back. Don't come back today, because I already know this is not, whatever we planning is not gonna go down right. So just don't come back. Plus, I'm going live." I told him that. I'm going live. Don't come back. And what did he do? He came back. Then he comes over here looking for a credit card of mine that he likes to use to get gas, child. I told him, "You have a credit card. Use your own." That's what was going on. I was telling him, went in my room. He went looking for my purse, I guess. Then my TV got unplugged. I noticed. I was just fussing at him. That's all that was. No big deal. No.
I know he probably hit you with that beautiful smile and that dimple, like, "Oh, mama."
Here smiling, dancing, trying to be all, what he does when he's off. I stress that he's off, meaning when he's off, he's like, he's loose and free, child.
I thought he was gonna join the live. Actually, I thought he was gonna join us.
I mean, he said we were loud.
Yeah,
his girlfriend. He said that you could hear, because I got the balcony door open. I have a window. You can hear from the street. He was saying, like, you can hear it because I have y'all are on my Bluetooth speaker, which is a big ass speaker. So, and I told him, "Oh well." He was like, "Oh, okay, well, as long as you know." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't give a damn. They can listen to me from the street or YouTube. Take your pick." That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to let Miss Della know. She texted me like I'm over here being abused. No, it's all good. Everything is fine. It was. That's just.
Look, I doubt that very seriously. If you're being abused.
Oh, you know that.
I'm just.
I just wanted to ease your mind and anybody else who's like, "What the hell was going on over there?" Because I was like swatting him, like, "Get out of here!" Like, geez, and he laughing and messing with me. That's what he does. That's all good. So the last Jane Doe 6, Faith, was 19 when she met the defendant in 2017, at which time he was 50. No, too old to be dealing with a 19-year-old, in my opinion. Allegedly met the defendant at a concert, and he began flying her around the country. On one occasion, allegedly brought her to a small room with a gun, asking her questions, engaged in unprotected sex, exposing her to herpes. Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing about the gun.
Me too.
New information. Oh my God, that baby have seizures.
Says the prosecution laid out charges explaining how they link each other, each alleged victim, claiming they have text messages, phone records, travel records, medical records, physical evidence, and more to back up their case. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Y'all heard that, supporters?
Yeah, exactly. Stop
y'all
going live.
Y'all heard that?
stop online telling your people they don't have no evidence, they don't have no video, they don't have no audio. Stop doing that because you just look stupid, like honestly. And then you start crying when you start hearing stuff you don't like. Oh, I don't want to hear no more.
Let me do it one time, Goddess. Let me do it one time, Goddess. Guys, they have no video, guys. They have no audio, guys. Okay,
They got 100 videos, so I guess you're gonna scratch your eyeballs out when that comes out.
That would be a sight. You scratch your eyeballs out. Can you do it on live?
This man is dangerous. He had a gun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, says he had a gun. Well, we know he,
Yeah, but
dangerous guy.
That's something.
All right, so I'm gonna move over to this other article. Okay, let me go back because I have forgot on the Court TV one. I'm not the Court TV. Which one is this? One of these had details about more about Judge Ann, which I'm more interested in, like what the judge is talking about. Let me find that. Judge Ann, child. Of course, I can't find it now, but we can go on and just continue. So,
you saw where I saw something about where she had to call a sidebar a couple of times to stop Nikki. Yeah,
that's one that's the one I think that's the one that has all that stuff. Hold on, let me see if I can find it again.
Judge Ann don't play that in her courtroom.
We called it on that one status conference call. I said if she couldn't conduct herself professionally over the phone, I can only imagine the circus show that she gonna do in that courtroom.
True.
And the first day, this is what she did it before the first day, but I don't understand it. He should be doomsday. That should be his case. He should be doomsday.
The doomsday cult.
I still believe that he is still in denial. He has denied if he thinks that everything that he's done is okay. I'm the king. I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
And it's sad. He's gonna be in the rude awakening. You've been in there for 2 years.
Yeah.
This is not 2002 where you had a chance to postpone it for 6 years and still make all those millions and millions of dollars. And you have, I just think the saddest part, I know he probably thinking about this. You have nothing. You have lost your homes. You lost your music career. All them albums have been on the top. All those stars and everything are very talented. To throw it all away like this go, something's wrong. It's just I'm pretty sure his mind is probably spinning.
And he kept getting chance after chance after chance after chance after chance to get himself together. But he got high. He got high for that ride, baby. Like he
think
said.
That's why he married that wife. He didn't care about that woman or them children. I think he did that for a cover up. Remember what she said? She tried to play it off about saying, how was he able to do all it? You know damn well how he was able to do it.
Because she was in the jogging suit. Yep, and locked up in the room too.
Right.
Even other rap artists confirmed that, said about how she was ordered upstairs to the room.
And had to knock on the door to ask him, can she get something to eat?
I know.
Your own wife got to knock on the door to ask to get something to eat. It went to his head. He went from a penny, having a penny or 50 cents to $1 million, and he lost it. It got too big, and just look. You had 2 homes. 2 homes went to foreclosure.
But when he said that statement, he meant it too, because he was so sure of himself in that grand speech. And I know they're gonna play that. He said, I hired my motherfucking self, and I'm handcuffed to this, and I ain't never letting it go.
That's right, because he has a basketball mentality.
They should have taught me 30 years ago.
Yep. And because of all of you brave MFers up here, that's why I'm glad I'm able to do what I can do.
Yes, he sure did, Miss Della.
Put your drink up and it's and now look at
and he said, y'all some strong motherfuckers, because I know the shit that I put on y'all.
That is true. Now look
And he,
at you. Now you sitting in a 6x6 cell, wishing you had that cigar, wishing you had that Big Mac or whatever he likes, double cheeseburger.
yep. That's
Sing
probably
it
why he
a
wanted to go
cappella.
to
Hey,
sleep.
sing it to an audience of one. Sing it to his celly.
The cellmate who was down, who was threatening Khan was down at the January the 6th rioter. Don't even care for
Right.
his black ass.
And then Celly was like, he can really sing.
um, he was trying to go to sleep because he thinking about that McDonald's baby. That's all he fantasizing about.
I don't know if you guys ever heard. I was reading. I ended up down some rabbit hole. And I was reading an article talking about how R. Kelly claimed, maybe in his book. Okay, my internet. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
My internet looks like it's trying to time out on me, child. Okay. In his book, it said that he shot him. He was shot. Somebody was trying to steal his bike, and he got shot in the arm or something. But somebody interviewed his mother before she passed, and she said that was a lie that he told, that he actually tried to commit suicide.
Yeah.
He was 13.
Yeah.
And I don't think I had heard that. This reminds me of the fact that these girls who have spoken out have said that he has approached them about suicide pacts.
Yeah.
So this is is always had on his mind, it sounds like.
Actually, I think Geronda provided that letter. She provided a letter, said that if like basically something happened to him and he go down, they are ordered to take themselves out with him.
Yeah, I remember her speaking out on that, but and then I lost my train. Okay, so and when Azriel, I think in that documentary, she said that she didn't think he was gonna make it to trial, or she hoped he made it to trial, or something like that.
Right.
She told him.
Yeah.
She said he was crying and he was begging her, please don't say. She said, I'm so sorry, you're not gonna make it to trial.
She sure did. So
But you know
I
what? I read a lot of comments when they were talking about Tricky Nikki, open statements, and all that. I seen a lot of comments saying, people saying it's gonna be a matter of time. Either somebody gonna kill him. They said either they gonna kill him or he gonna kill himself. I seen a lot. Somebody said they was a supporter of his and they believe that he's not gonna. We're gonna hear breaking news. He ain't gonna be alive.
Well, you know what? I don't wish death on anybody. And
Me
he's
either.
already in a spiritual death because he cannot come clean. See, that forgiveness for him in order to even put through this legal team and these victims and everything is because he will not come clean. So we know that he's in a spiritual death. And but all this other stuff, it's going to be a realization at some point. And we know that in prison, not in jail, but in prison, that they don't take kindly to pedophiles. We already know that.
Yeah.
They sure do.
But he just, to deny everything. Like I said,
Yeah, he's
it's his
spiritually dead.
mind. Everything. He feels
He's
that it's
been
okay.
sick. He's got a sickness that he's had from, yes, we understand he was abused and all this, but he's had more money and opportunity than the top 1%
Any of
that
us.
could have gotten the help.
I
Then he
agree for all
got
those
arrested,
years.
could have gotten the help again. Because
He
he's
That's why they
sick.
refused it.
said they tried. That's why they said he was using the enterprise or the drivers, lawyers, everybody to try to hide his crimes. So he figured, you know what? I got a sickness. However, I can continue to do this. Let me get them to incriminate themselves, to write letters. So he actually was trying to cover it up. So he
Right.
felt it was okay.
And you know what, Miss Della, it's interesting because I think Beautiful Spirit sent this video where this person in Chicago was speaking on him, and she was talking about how dumb he is. Like most women of age wouldn't even tolerate him because he is like very immature or dumb, right?
They did
I don't
say
think
that.
he's dumb at all. I think he's immature sexually wise and probably, of course, mentally wise, emotionally, he is stunted, but he actually had to be pretty devious to sit out there and plot and plan all this incriminating stuff, the letters that he had people write, the videos. You
Yes,
know what I'm
he's a
saying? That's
manipulator.
deviant.
Yes, he's a
He's
manipulator.
deviant.
You're right. If it's a mature young lady, somebody got some shit going for them, he ain't gonna deal with them because they can see right through that. First of all, no one. Well, let me just go back and not say no one. Let's just say you meet him in a relationship. Well, you know you love me. You need to sleep with 2 and 3 people. No, that's okay. I didn't get with you for you to sleep with 3 and 4 different people, and let alone guys and everybody else. No. So that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. He look for the weak minded. He think you're
Right.
weak minded, or maybe buy you an occasional purse, or maybe some breasts, or a butt, or whatever the hell you're doing. And I guess he thinks it's okay that'll keep you there. But don't
Right.
worry about it. You call one of the handlers if you need something to eat or drink, or you need to use the bathroom. It'll be okay. That is not okay. And then punish somebody with that starving them for food. That's sick
Right.
behavior.
And then how he kept all of them separate, except when he finally in Atlanta, he started to daddy's home and they all had to learn their place and cause all that strife and all that between them women. You know, that's horrible.
Yeah, because it probably was out of control. You had all them different personalities, then it's fighting and scrapping over him, them different personalities, and that's why he tried to convince Faith. Remember what she said? You will fit in fine with my little family. We've been together for years. And what did she say? She said something about I want you to meet somebody, and took her downstairs, and who was down there? Joyce. And she was like, oh my God, that's a lady from TMZ. Now
Yeah.
remember, I believe it was Nat Lizette. What's that other girl's name? Oh, I see her face. I can't remember her. Oh, I see her. Anyway, it'll come to me. But they were in the
Shauna?
bed. Remember, you're not allowed to talk with each other. And
Oh my
something
God.
happened, and they got distracted, and he had to get up. So the two girls were talking, and she said, "When I get 16, he gonna buy me this car." And that's when she realized, "Oh my God, this is how old are you?" And it was allegedly Rashonda Landfill, and that's when
Right.
she realized, "Oh my God, I'm sleeping. This is ridiculous."
Lisa Van Allen, right.
And she was skin and bones too.
So that's why
Well,
I
I want to
say
go on
they
to Geronda.
keep going.
We move on to Geronda's testimony. We talked about the defense and the prosecution, some of the stuff. Some stuff I was looking for because I know I had articles lined up because Nicole, I know she brought up, you're going to hear about cups of pee. She warned the jury. She basically was like, and that's not illegal.
Yeah, speak
Everything
on
that.
that, goddess.
Why?
Speak on that. Oh my
Wait a
God.
minute.
Can you imagine?
Becker said cups of pee is not illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Referring. Yeah.
Speak on it, goddess. How she said if you was on a trip and that.
You
Oh,
speak on.
All right. When she went on and said cups of pee is not illegal, she used this as an analogy. You know how you go on a vacation on a long drive, and just to put that visualization in your head. But when they went to events and they're in a sprinter and they had to have cups of pee because they can't get out of the sprinter to go into the concert to use the bathroom, or y'all can't pull over at a gas station to use the bathroom. We not in 1964. So y'all driving for so many hours that y'all can't stop for a minute to use the bathroom?
That's just an incident of him doing that. But I read, as you guys know, so we have a part 1 and a 2, and then a part 3 tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow live, I think 11 a.m. my time. But doing part 3 of the music industry and how they enabled R. Kelly. And in part 1 of those parts, talked about, I think it was the second part, the studio that they rented the studio out for him for 6 weeks. and out here in LA. And they say when he left that studio, he left it nasty, cups of pee everywhere, pee saturated all in the floors. They sent pictures to RCA along with estimates for them to now they had to replace the floors. And they said the lady ignored them, but the Post, who did the article, they had all the receipts. They said, oh, we have the pictures, we have the invoices. So what's the excuse for doing that in a studio that probably has bathrooms?
Yeah.
So do you think for the 6 weeks that they were out here in LA, they were staying in that studio?
You know, he did hide them out and everything. Oh my God, that is.
Well, he allegedly in Chicago, he had that bedroom converted into a bedroom where they fined him for code violations because he had them hidden out in the bedroom and living there. So he's known for them living in the studio.
Yeah, but this studio is not built for that. This is a studio they rented out here in LA for 6 weeks.
Right,
so
right.
He just came out here and probably converted the studio, probably did bring air mattress, and like he probably did have it all set up like that.
He can't help it.
Well, you know, when we read them text messages, one of them rooms, the employees say, oh, well, it's a little furniture in there now, so they're not on the bare floor. So you know what?
That man is sick.
I think God has dropped off, but you're right. So she should be coming back. So yeah, you're right. Like I said, she said the floors were saturated. Why would you? And then just left the cups of pee there. Why would you do that? What is the? But remember that little video where it showed him peeing in the oh jeez, why am I talking about this? Peeing in the rag and cleaning his face with it and saying, y'all,
oh my God,
this that nigga shit that y'all know nothing about. He just a filth bomb. It is what it is. So again, we waited for this day. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be another. We waited for this day. We got
Yes, we have, Miss Della. I'm gonna ring the bell. Thank God this day is here.
We waited for this day.
Yes, this day is. Listen, hey, we've been talking about this day for 2 years. We've been talking about this. Can't wait for the trial. Can't wait for the trial. Can't wait for the trial. This day is. Listen. Oh shit! I'm echoing. This day for 2 years. We've been talking about this. Can't wait for the trial. That's me echoing my own self over here. We've been talking about this every time we can get a chance to dream about today. When is this trial happening? Is it gonna happen? Like we made it.
Yeah.
Yes, we made it.
Thank you.
They tried to stop this. They still trying to stop it. You see some of these channels posting these victim witnesses, their names, their Jane Doe numbers, trying to, say they did PPP fraud, trying to say this, trying to say that. My thing is, what does that have to do with this grown man doing what he did to them?
Okay, then.
Take away the abuse. It don't take away the abuse. No matter what a victim witness does, accuser, in their own, on their own command, in their own, whatever their mind is allowing them to do or whatever is their business, because what happened is that he inserted himself into someone's life and he ruined it.
Exactly.
You can't, no matter what they do, doesn't take that away. That's what I don't get. Like, you could shame and bash and drag somebody for things outside of him all day long, but what is that going to change?
And did y'all see how they went and got that kids chalk again and put the birds and the bees? And I don't know if they did hopscotch or not, but they put that elementary preschool drawings on the sidewalk in front of the courthouse. You know what? The security of the officers, you tell them, you can't vandalize the concrete. Get off of these premises.
I was looking for that picture. I had the picture and I can't find it, but I saw that too.
This man is a pedophile.
Drawing on the ground.
And you gonna draw these elementary drawings.
That's what I was gonna say. Who draws with crayon on the ground but children? So basically, you're trying to protect a man and defend a man by doing something that is really something looking like he's a predator. You make him look like a predator.
Yes.
You
They
know
put the birds and the bees, and I could have sworn I saw hopscotch. I could have sworn I saw it.
I know they said put honey love, one of his titles, his whatever. Yeah.
And you know something else that so when Miss Becker tried to say that the women took advantage of his wealth, you know, getting help to pay their family bills and elaborate shopping sprees. What family bills? They weren't even allowed to see their family. So how would they get help to pay for their family bills? And what elaborate shopping sprees? You go on a shopping spree if you want to and look the other way and get your ass whipped. Really?
Hell, they had to wear jogging suits.
And share
take him on a for TMZ. He'll do it.
He made a public appearance. And then not only that, y'all, a lot of the things that he was running, just like how he used to do at the nightclub, he would act like he popping bottles and tell his entourage and them don't open it so he can send it back to the club and complain to get his money back. He's so cheap. And then he returned a lot of that stuff too. He was something else. How do they have a lavish lifestyle and they gotta play in your McDonald's baby doll house?
Exactly.
And wear turtle candy.
He was cheap.
You didn't even have a 50-inch flat screen TV. Then you know what these people.
So remember the chick in Minnesota?
Yes,
he gave her
ma'am.
$200 to strip naked with him. Remember, he got a case in Minnesota. $200.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. I think
and then Nicole said in her opening statement that they had to wear baggy clothes because he didn't want them to bring attention already to them or something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, that didn't make it no better. Oh Lord Jesus.
So she is admitting that they had to wear the baggy clothes. You know, like, come on now.
Wow. Well, it sounds like Judge Mann has a lot of teaching moments already in the first day of trial. So it just sounds like they don't know what they're doing. Like, why would
Greenberg is laughing? Greenberg probably laughing like hell.
He was on CBS this morning. Gail King interviewed him. Did y'all see that?
No, I didn't see it.
I heard some of it on another channel. Yeah.
He actually came across like a bit of an attorney today, you know, speaking on the case a little bit. Like, in fact, I kind of felt like, which I know he didn't drop a lot of emotions and handle that case, because I still in my heart believe he wanted Kels to plea out. Like, he saw that mountain of evidence and just didn't do his job on that. But it seems to me the way he spoke today that he might have did a better opening argument than Nicole up there making the mistakes she did.
You will find,
and I might be wrong speaking on that, but
guilty.
Let's talk about Geronda. Let's talk about Geronda. So it says the first prosecution witness, Geronda Pace, 28, testified she had once been a fan of Kelly. She also says she had his name tattooed on her left breast at his suggestion. But Pace said their relationship became difficult, with Kelly demanding she call him daddy and get his permission to go to the bathroom, and ended after he choked her until she passed out. Known as Jane Doe number 4 in the indictment, Pace said Kelly knew she was 16 when they had intercourse because she has shown him identification, but told her to pretend she was 19. It says he told me he was going to train me, please him sexually. Pace, now married and soon expecting her 5th child, testified. I wonder if that's going to affect them at all, seeing her, about to have a baby and whatnot.
Well, she is married, but you know what? He got a black heart tattooed over his name to cover up his name.
Yeah, it's
a black heart.
It says he told me he was going to train. It says that Pace also testified he gave her herpes, while prosecutors said DNA evidence from a shirt that she wore matched his, which is allowed in evidence, actually. So there was some DNA passed over. The judge says, we can put that in there. Asked if she still had the tattoo, Pace said it's covered up with a black heart. Pace's testimony will continue on Thursday, so she ain't done. Other female accusers and at least one male accuser are expected to testify for the government, also some using only their first names. And that's that for her.
I want to know what the male is going to say.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
That reminds me, Tricky Nikki said about the male that you all are going to hear, like, I'm paraphrasing again, rumors of this, but it's just window dressing. Like she glossed over the male accuser.
She had a lot of little phrases like that, like, you know, oh, this is like you said, window dressing. And I remember her saying something else about, what did she call it? They're jackhammering. You know, she just has these weird terms she uses. I'm like, where did she get this stuff from? Yeah, it says Becker warned jurors they'll have to sort through a mess of lies, which I read before, from women and with an agenda. Don't assume everybody's telling the truth. He didn't recruit them. They were fans.
Yeah, like her client not telling the truth.
They knew he was what they were getting into. It was no secret he had multiple girlfriends, that he was quite transparent, it says. She said they enjoyed the notoriety of being able to tell their friends they were with a superstar.
Yeah, guess what? I couldn't eat for 3 days. And you know what? I couldn't go to the bathroom either. I had to ask permission. And girl, I accidentally spoke to somebody and got slapped.
Right. He beat me with his shit.
Her defense is that all of these victims are lying. That's the defense.
Pretty much.
Lord help
I mean,
Jesus.
Well, she said he's the victim. They came to him.
I'm looking to see. So I know there's some more stuff, and I just can't find this thing. I don't know why, but there was an article about this man who was sharing a cell. They said the title of the article says, "In jail, R. Kelly sang for an audience of one. Now he gets his day in court in Brooklyn sex traffic trial." So it says, R. Kelly, once the superstar king of R&B, was reduced to singing for an audience of one. For the time it took to sing a song, Kelly transformed the hellish surrounding of Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center for his cellmate, Brendan Hunt, with a cappella performances. Says they deeply impressed Hunt, a former state court employee convicted of threatening to kill members of Congress. And quote says, "It was like he wasn't even in prison when Kelly sang," said Jan Rostow, Hunt's public defender. Brendan felt really lucky to be in the presence of what he thought was one of the greatest talents of our generation. So this man got a front row seat to this his a cappella. I wonder if it's something like this.
When he was on The Voice.
Yeah, y'all saw this before?
When he was on The Voice, right?
Wait, I have the screen. Let me pull up the screen. It's just hilarious to me. This is what the audience of one with every night in his courtroom, in his jail cell.
For real, like, okay.
That's the jury. That's the jury.
I never saw this. Oh my God.
You never saw this beautiful spirit.
Look at their face expression.
They didn't know whether to ring the damn bell or run the hell up out of there.
All right. I think that's enough torture. I thought that was funny. Of course, that was a loop. Y'all know that was a loop, right? Oh, man. Gotta love it. Well,
we can't make this up. We can't.
I can't get off here until I find that bulletproof stuff about the judge. I had it right in the palm of my hands.
Check the what is it? Like the history or the bookmark?
No, I had everything I didn't everything I had pulled up, everything is still up. I'm just having to look through, take my time. That's all. Just bear with. I'm just also saying what else, because there's other things I remember seeing that I didn't get to talk about here. Let's see. Like here where it says, as for Jane Doe number 3, Becker said the woman who claimed she was held in his studio had access to the bathroom, the shower, and 2 phones. She said, you will be asked to make assumptions, Becker said, referring to allegations that the woman fell asleep and woke up to wetness between her legs. You won't be able to find Mr. Kelly guilty of that charge, she said. So she's basically saying, don't take these women's testimony for shit. Like, don't listen to one word. They're all lying. You know, because a lot of the testimony is, a lot of the evidence is witness testimony. A lot of it, though, is backed up. So I don't know if this is one who had actually went to the police, because there's a couple that went to the police.
Yeah.
And they documented the abuse. So
you know, typically in a opening statement, the judge does not like to interrupt. And the fact that the judge interrupted Nicole Blanker, Tricky Nikki, so that they could go on break and have lunch spoke volumes to me too. Because I'm like, now, typically, and even the legal analysts that were on Court TV and other places today spoke about that. They said, typically, judges don't like to interrupt an opening or a closing argument. Those are typically, they let them go. But Judge Ann stopped her, and they went on their lunch, and then she came back and did that whole other hour, and that's when allegedly Kels went to sleep.
I do feel that Judge Ann just don't like Nicole, Tricky Nikki. She don't like her. Let's just admit that now. She been telling this girl stuff from day one. Like, R. Kelly, do you really want this hoe on to defend you? Are you
She
sure?
tried to warn him. She did. She tried to warn him. She did everything in that judge's power. Called him up there, had a curiosity hearing, all that. He did.
Right. You must refer to him as Mr. Kelly, not Rob and not Robert. Ma'am.
If I was a juror and she's standing up there, it was a bathroom and this and that. But you just told me how the girl was locked in the room and she had to call down 80 times to get permission to get out of the room to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. When you're talking to everyday people, they're gonna pick up on things. People are not like stupid. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be paying attention to that. And the thing about it is, she has to prove that they're liars. Just because you get up there and attack them, they're only gonna allow so much of that before they object. You know, where she can't just be up there hostile. Like, what kind of evidence do you have to prove that they're liars?
Well, according to what some things I read, I know that they said not only did the judge interrupt her, but so did the prosecution definitely was objecting all throughout the argument, and they said the judge sustained a lot of those objections. So she really just got shut down. This article from the Rolling Stone has a little bit of different kind of perspective. Well, not perspective, but it gives some more details. But I'm gonna try to avoid repeating stuff because this stuff is starting to get on my damn nerves now. It says at 8 a.m. Wednesday, the line had already snaked around the block in front of the U.S. District Court in Brooklyn. And so imagine that whole line around the block, and most of those people there to see R. Kelly, because they're trying, it's COVID still, right? And so they're trying to get, as much as possible people in the court and stuff. But it says fans huddled close to the doors, periodically shouting "Free R. Kelly" as cameras swarmed court attendees, such as the parents of Kelly accuser Joycelyn Savage and celebrity attorney Gloria Allred. She was sporting a notorious RBG face match. And Ruth Burton.
Yeah, she was.
Ruth what was her name again? I'm sorry, the justice that passed away.
Ruth Ginsburg, right? Mm-hmm.
Ruth Ginsburg. I can't think of what the B. I can't think what the initials stand for. But so she's still representing.
Exam is going to be tomorrow for whatever her damn name is. I can't even say her name.
Geronda?
Yes, Geronda. Thank you.
Well, there's going to be other testimony too. I'm curious as to who else is testifying.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Demetrius Smith
about the book deal. Didn't she profit off of him?
Yeah, she's gonna bring all that up.
Demetrius Smith supposed to testify tomorrow.
Yeah.
While he running around doing interviews in the lobby.
Outside, right. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough cross-examination. I think that legally prosecution probably brought her first because she is about to have a baby. And maybe out of all the witnesses that they might have some type of, proof because she did write a book and this and that, but that still doesn't take away what he did. Like, what kind of evidence, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can y'all dispute that? But I think it's going to be a tough cross-examination, though. We'll see.
I'm trying to say, none of that doesn't matter to me. Like, that's what I feel the same way. Those points you're making, good and great, but they don't have nothing to do with what he did.
Exactly.
I want to tell you, this is suit guy, y'all. The guy they were saying, this burly guy they said was bringing in his suit. They called him burly. So this thing goes on here. Because they brought up, this says at one point a burly man in a black suit escorted in a gray suit, white shirt, and tie Kelly's attire for court. Let's see, where is something we haven't read? And we read that he's a predator. Let's see, we know he used his money, clout, and public persona to hide his crimes in plain sight. Used his inner circle to criminal ends. This is not a celebrity who likes to party a lot, because of course that's what they like to say. Oh, that's what celebrities do. This is what celebrities do. They pick up groupies, they travel with them. Like, what's the problem? Well, the problem is they're underage. The people
that's right. They're minors. That's it.
Start with that. Yeah, let's start with that. And then the abuse. I mean, if they're not a minor, they shouldn't still be getting abused,
Exactly.
Let's see. He used every trick in the Predator handbook, they said. Calling him daddy, not looking at other men. I read that. The man that sits here before you. This is where he put his head down, probably. She said, the man who sits there before you. She probably pointed at him. No, it says, that's the man who sits there before you. Who sits here before you. That's what she said. There he is. It's him. That's who we're talking about. Now it goes on. Next, she detailed a reported interaction Kelly had with a young woman named Sonia in 2003, who was in her early 20s, pursued an interview with the musician for a radio station. After flying to Chicago, signed an NDA. Sonia claimed she was locked in a room, and we just read this, for 3 days, with the wetness between her legs and all that.
Wow.
Threatened her, told her to write it down. Yeah.
So that's actually Jones. Is this a different one or
2003?
I was just thinking about when they play those videos, how horrible that's going to be. The fact that the judge and the prosecution have told the jury how difficult it was going to be to watch the videos. Mercy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brace
yourself.
Yes, and I guess she's gonna say they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, because she said the audio, you can actually hear the hits that he was slapping and beating them too on the audio, so you can hear the hits and beating them.
Mercy, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it says he wanted to. So back to Geronda, he wanted to train her, teach her, to teach her to give her oral sex. Spent months together, during which he recorded them having sex, and when he was violent with her. She claims she was forced to write and sign a letter saying she stole from him as collateral. Then you have Zale. We spoke on her 2015. Given herpes, and then Faith again. I don't know if we spoke about it tonight. We spoke about this before, how he threatened Faith to leak explicit photos of her and a video if she didn't give up the suit. They're the ones that she was profiled in their surviving lies that they put on Facebook. Facebook had to take that down. They were trying to call revenge porn. That's what they call that, when you post naked pictures of people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can't do that. That's no. And then isn't that the one that sent her attorney
Yep.
I didn't do this stuff.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the piles of evidence with the obstruction, blowing up people's cars and shutting down the set of survival. Oh my God. Yeah. Child, please.
And then here comes Nicole Blake Becker. She called it uncharted territory with regard to the racketeering charge. Claimed the government wants to depict him as a leader. We said that, like John Gotti. Called him a singing boss.
And why would she compare him to John Gotti? Like, you don't know. No, I'm gonna be quiet.
No. I mean, well, she said, in quotes, evidence is going to show that the government wants you to think Mr. Kelly single-handedly directed an elaborate scheme. Well, that's not true. It's a RICO case. They're not trying to prove he single-handedly did anything. The whole point of this is that people to help him. So what is she talking about? Like, she's
that's why Judge Ann shut her down. And the prosecution probably were like, objection, like you said. Objection, Your Honor.
I thought Greenberg was like a fiend bird, and she more dumber than a box of rocks, and God gave a doorknob.
I think she did interview, the judge did intervene on this when she started talking about trying to dispute the RICO part, when she said, we've already dealt with that pre-trial, like, move on. Yep. You lost that fight. Yeah. Becker then went on to the witnesses saying their testimony will crumble. We said that. When listening to their statements, she stated that many of the witnesses have agendas. We stated that. They enjoyed the notoriety. Of course, they bring up books, book deals, and talk shows. She denied him recruiting these women. They're fans. Their relationships, some of the relationships they had with Mr. Kelly were beautiful. Some of the relationships with Mr. Kelly were beautiful, not all of them.
How are they gonna get around the evidence of paying Geronda, was it $250,000 or $500,000 when they show that? How are they gonna get around that? Why you paid her all this money, Mr. Kelly? How are they gonna get around that?
They probably won't. It says they're going to form this picture that Mr. Kelly is a monster, she said, referring to the prosecution. You will not hear they were recruited because he was just busy traveling. I mean, they were just hanging out with him. Like, she said the relationships just ended poorly. Individuals became angry, resentful, and even spiteful. Some women, she said, remained friends with the singer after their relationship ended. Huh. Like her?
Right.
Tell us more, Nicole Blankbecker.
You know what, y'all? I realized why she did the opening statement. Because for Felonary, whatever his name is, he can't talk.
But you would think that Canick would have, since he's the New York
gotta
lawyer.
work the printer. Canick gotta work the printer and keep our kills away.
He's on printer duty. Oh, but you know what? Canick probably after observing her today will probably he probably regretted letting her do that. She probably talked herself up. I got this.
Yep.
She probably fought for that opening argument status. She probably wanted to do it. That's probably why her and Greenberg and them were arguing, because they all wanted to. And she won.
That's right.
No, never suit on,
never.
And they
Go ahead.
Kels, tell them who you want to go up first. Tell them. No, Kels, don't let her do it. I can do it. Trust me, Kels. I got it. I got it, Kels.
She probably didn't even have to convince him. She probably just told him, tell them I'm doing it. If you know what's good for you, because you know what I got on you. She probably blackmailing him too. They probably all blackmailing his ass.
Oh Lord.
It says here that talked about the baggy clothes. Let's see. Kelly, she says that for example, women often wore baggy clothes not because he required it, but because they felt more comfortable in the crowds that formed when they went to see their man and his craft, in quotes. Also dismissed allegations that Kelly made women use cups and buckets as bathrooms, saying they were often traveling in vans and buses, as Kelly is afraid to fly, and that they didn't have access to restrooms. I mentioned, it says, ignore the window dressing. She said, you're going to hear so much drama. So much drama, it's going to take you off your path, she said. The drama will dissipate and the truth will be clear.
He is a predator.
Yeah. Spoke about Aaliyah. The evidence, she said, is going to show the opposite of what they're trying to tell you, as well as with Jane Doe number 2. It says regarding, let's see, you'll be asked to make assumptions. We've said that. I can't count as high how many untruths you're going to hear. Admitted liars and super fans, groupies. We don't usually like to use that word, she said, but it is a word and an understatement, she said. Yeah, she talked about the fact that Jane Doe number 4, Geronda, ended up writing a book. Like I said, they need to enter that book into evidence.
I think so. I think it is already. It's a lot of books.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. I can't believe she used that quote.
What? I didn't know she used that.
Yeah, talking about Jane Doe number 6. I guess that's Faith, who says she had met Kelly backstage at a concert. Becker said the two dated, and when it ended, you will add her to the saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. She's also questioned Jane Doe's assertion that he gave her herpes, saying cryptically, wait until you see how confident they are where they got it. So she's planning on tearing them apart with their past.
Right.
Whether they got it from the hand of the enablers, he the one that spreaded it to everybody and then had them swapping it out. So it still falls back to him.
Yeah, because mind you, he had them doing orgies and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, so he gave it to the men and the women.
And it was at his direction, which is the point of the RICO. Everybody keeps forgetting that. He is the RICO. So people who say, well, I heard one channel the same, guys, get the lights up. We're ending this live right now. But yeah, he's like, RICO charge, and there's only one person not named in the indictment. He's the only person. They don't have to be named. They're in there as groups of people, and they're going to be testifying. The whole point is that these people helped him. They don't have to be named if they're helping with the case. They're not under arrest as of yet. Let's see what else to say here. What we have described as far as a number of women who were after revenge. She said, says that she segued into his choice of partners, adding that there are rumors jurors might hear in court that Kelly is gay. Mr. Kelly says a reference to the aforementioned young man who says he met Kelly at McDonald's. We will see that topic. We call that fluff, she said. The topic of his sexual preference it's window dressing, and we hope you see through that. Talk about the whole daddy thing. Then she says, then it says Becker then baffingly asserted, "You're going to hear that Mr. Kelly cannot read or write." Before discussing his musical process and saying that he was always on the move. The judge then called an aside, after which Becker resumed her statement, saying that the jury was here to prove Kelly's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The United States of America versus Mr. Robert S. Kelly, that is some big shoes to fill, she said to the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you get to fill those shoes. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. She said that more than 100 times. Different reporters kept bringing it up.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, well, I don't know. What else y'all got?
She called it a fluff. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose because they looking at it like, oh, hell, Kels, we really can't do nothing for you. Hell, I'll just do whatever.
I do feel like they're just not prepared. They're not properly equipped to argue against all of the mountains. They called it voluminous amount of evidence that they have against R. Kelly. And they don't even know most of the stuff. It's still, they're going to be like today. They said that the shirt that Geronda used to wipe the spit off her face, they have that, and that's been entered in the evidence. I don't know that they knew that was going to be entered in the evidence.
But remember when the superseding indictments came after another, when the prosecutors, when Greenberg was denying about it, didn't get email, no evidence, nobody told him nothing, and come to find out he been had the first discovery. Well, the prosecutor said they're not going to give them everything. Give some things that they will find out at the last minute, and some things they'll never find out. But my thing is, it don't seem like they put no effort in his case at all. 2 years and y'all have not even printed out y'all haven't brought no highlighters. Like, y'all ain't done nothing.
Greenberg took his files with him. He was like, "Oh, y'all want to play this game?"
But it's like, what have y'all been doing? What have y'all been doing?
They said Greenberg was vacationing in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Says Greenberg. A different article. This is before. I think this is before today, but it says Greenberg, who is vacationing in Hawaii, said he'd rather be in Brooklyn winning Kelly's case. So he'd still rather be in the courtroom. He basically wants to be Nicole. He wants to be given that argument. Yeah. Says Kelly wasn't ever forcing anyone to do anything. He told the Daily News he called the claims against the singer revisionist history fueled by the Me Too movement. They're talking about Nicole. One of Kelly's remaining lawyers, Nicole Blank-Becker, was the focus of a hearing on a conflict of interest based on her relationship with one of Kelly's alleged victims in 2019. Donnelly determined the conflict was not so serious that she had to take Becker off the case. She did, again, remind you, give that to R. Kelly to decide. She asked him. And she warned him, if you let her stay, don't come trying to appeal nothing because she done messed up now. So being that she gave the opening argument, that's pretty interesting. And I can't find where she mistakenly called him guilty. I had that too, where she called him, she said he was guilty. Then said, not guilty. He can't dispute that stuff. He can't try to, ineffective. He can't use ineffective assistance for that because he picked her.
Yes, that's correct. Oh my God.
Another Kelly lawyer, Thomas Farinella, was suspended, which we know, from practicing law in New York in 2011 after he allegedly committed a series of infractions, including improper charges to a client's credit card, neglect of numerous client matters, and failure to carry out contracts of employment and to return unearned fees. He was reinstated in 2013. So he's been doing this, neglecting client matters, failure to carry out contract. Like, he's just a bum. He's a bum lawyer. What he is.
Stealing money and shit.
Yeah, he's unscrupulous. Like,
Why did R. Kelly find these motherfuckers?
At the bottom of the barrel, honey. He reached all the way down to the bottom of the barrel and picked.
Oh, as Demetrius Smith say, you got to dig down in your spirit.
How about you find yours first?
Right.
How about that? So let's see what else we got. Anything else y'all want to add?
They said they might. The prosecutors, it's a possibility they might bring on 14 additional victims. I think it said victim and witnesses. It's a good chance. Anonymous, additional 14, including another, the other John Doe. So,
welcome back, J-Man. He said, I mean, think about it. How is Nicole going to defend them tapes when the jury sees them? What's her defense strategy going to be then? I can't wait for the tapes to be shown.
Yeah, they said the prosecutor said that the jury is going to see that himself talking in the camera, or just by himself, his lonesome, or just setting up the other cameras, Lord have mercy. And directing, giving orders, whether it was punishment or sexual, they said, what is it? To fulfill his sexual appetite or whatever. Either way, whether he was being physically abusive or doing sex acts, he had to direct, like he's a damn movie director.
J-Man said, I wonder what he writes in his notepad. He's probably
calling other people in the room. He's like
hey man, that's probably it.
Yeah,
right.
That's what they said, that during the opening, when prosecution did the opening statement, he would sit up there writing, but she gonna say he can't read and write, but yeah, he can read and write a little bit now.
Honey, let me tell you something. When he kept saying about what he wrote for other artists, and he wrote this and he did that, that man can read and write. He might not be the best reader, like a speed reader, but he used a part of a brain that the average human don't use. Any genius, anybody that they be brilliant, whether it's in books, educational wise or whatever, book smart or however it is. And then he didn't make himself look no better either. As the jury, he's sleeping and dozing out. I mean, I ain't never heard no mess like this, boy. No matter what kind of crooked lawyers you have.
Yeah, he beautiful spirit. He better be glad that the jury couldn't see him sleeping like that, because that would have been horrible.
Oh, they couldn't see him. Oh
no, he can't see the jury.
He doesn't care. He doesn't have any. He gives no fucks. He cares nothing. He cares nothing.
That journalist or the press reporter, he want to know why they didn't even do audio, like a call-in, is because they know the YouTubers will record that shit and put it on the internet. That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
I was wondering, have y'all ever seen this video? I mean, I'm not the biggest R. Kelly fan, but I didn't know. So he was with this group MGM before.
Oh, that's a funny one. The one where they slap their booty cheeks and twerk a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna show this video. I ain't never seen him dance like this. I mean, I was like, is Bobby Brown supposed to be Bobby Brown?
Please play it, because that was funny.
I've never seen it.
It's funny, y'all.
Well, he was with this group, they said, called MGM, and I can't remember what it stood for, but I'm gonna show this video. But I wanted to say, they said that the man, so this video, so the person who, I guess they were part of the production of the video, he gave an interview. He said that R. Kelly came to them with $30,000 in a I don't know if that was a misprint, because I went back and read it again, but he said $30,000 in a brown paper bag. He said that was nothing for video money back then. He basically was like, yeah, that wasn't not enough money, but we did it anyway. And he said that video got him a deal with his first record label, which was Tad, what was that name? Tad Veris or something like that. Well, I looked up the owner of that label, and he ended up going to jail for drug trafficking or sales. And I was like, so basically R. Kelly paid for his first video with drug money.
Yep.
A big bag full of it. But let's play this video. This was the video that the man invested. Okay, let me find it. Here it is. Let's see, can I make it bigger? Y'all can see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always seen for myself. Now look, here's the question. Do I look like a donut? Well, why do you want to go? No, I want to hear it. No, you listen to this.
Wait, I gotta stop this. I won't stop. Dang, I want to stop. He said, do I look like a donut? Why are you trying to glaze me?
Bobby Brown ought to sue his ass.
That's how he look in them tape.
Oh shit. She don't look happy. Oh, that's
like, get your stanky butt off of me. I ain't never seen him dance like this.
Wow.
30,000 for that video? She look familiar.
Yeah, she does.
Lord have mercy.
You can't tell me that ain't Bobby Brown all the way.
Exactly, it is.
This was before Bobby, I think, or was it? What year was this? Maybe, probably wasn't actually. Probably copycatted him.
Yep.
Biting off of Bobby Brown, child. It's a long ass video. I'm gonna fast forward to the back to the end. Right. Here we go. He's rapping now. He keeps saying, "Stop trying to glaze me like a donut." That's so disgusting. He come up trying like he gonna hit somebody. Watch at the end when he gets all up in the camera. Look at him shaking his head. There he goes.
Yep.
Is that
that's the piss? That's the piss.
Tab Dash Records. There it is.
Oh, look at him. He was feeling himself. Oh,
hey,
get it, boy.
Lord have mercy. Help us.
Hard for that deal. Look, let me get back up here. Damu said, "Nah, Craig Hodges paid for his start. It's not nah, it's and. You have to understand. There's levels. Yeah, Craig Hodges was there in the beginning. Demetrius's brother-in-law, and all. We know he slept with the sister. All that.
So that's the 30,000 that they had fronted him was in that brown paper bag.
But this is a Kim to Jive. This is the guy that took him to Jive, huh?
Oh, okay.
What was that?
Oh, okay.
Did I miss something?
No.
Okay, what's up? Why y'all just sitting there? So
we in shock. Watch it. We in shock after that video.
I'm like,
we in shock.
What's up, Andrew Staples? Yes, exactly, J-Man. Every little step I take, that's what it exactly reminded us of right there.
Yep.
He said 1990. Okay. Yeah, he never had his own style. He just takes stuff off of people. I agree with that. I mean, yeah, he's a talented musician. Yeah. But he's probably stole a lot of people's stuff too. That was just something visual. Like, hello.
He did. He had a lot of other artists sue the fuck out of him, stealing their shit. And he ain't paid nothing, as well as Hankerson. That's
and when
crazy.
you really think about, he was creative musically as a producer and a composer. But when you think about the lyrics that we know now, reflecting back, he basically just wrote about what he was doing and fantasizing about, and it's disgusting as hell.
Right. I had to tell this guy on Twitter today. He's like, first of all, listen, white man, mind your business. He's out here with his little cartoon avatar talking about, like me, talking about R. Kelly, you have to separate the music, just like with all the other artists who were accused of things. The music is separate. It's a separate, and I said, well, and he wants to bring up Michael Jackson. And I'm like, well, Michael Jackson didn't write about molesting children, did he? Because R. Kelly's music is definitely a testament to his behavior. He wrote about everything he was doing. So it is connected.
Yeah.
Pisses me off when people say it's not connected. It definitely is connected.
And other artists just confirmed it. They said every song was about an underage child.
Yeah.
That one video that we listened to.
All right, that was a little nugget I had. I thought that was funny.
That was.
Oh, actually, I found the article. Matter of fact.
Okay.
I was gonna say this for the music industry thing, but might as well end that with this. Just to let me find where are y'all at. I keep clicking the wrong link. Okay, let me share this real quick. Okay, his name is David Hyatt. David Hyatt, Miami record producer, dies serving life sentence for drug charges. So he died in jail. David Lincoln Hyatt, founder of the Miami-based Tab Dash Records, and the man responsible for discovering the talent of multi-hit recording artist R. Kelly, died August 11th at the age of 65. Hyatt was reportedly suffering from stage 4 prostate cancer. He was born in Jamaica in 1950. He served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War and was honorably discharged in 1972. Several years later, he formed Tab Dash. Along the way, he discovered the talents of R. Kelly when the singer-songwriter was an up-and-coming artist playing on the streets of Chicago. According to his son, Davin, Hyatt paid for an apartment for Kelly while he was recording his music. In 1989, Kelly released his first single, Why You Want to Play Me, with the group Mentally Gifted Men. Oh, that's what it was. MGM, Mentally Gifted Men. And that was the video we just saw. Hyatt also was instrumental in getting Kelly signed to New York-based Jive Records, the label that signed the Backstreet Boys. Kelly's talent did it, but at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that timing is everything. His time with Tab Dash was right on time, and my father signed him to Jive Records. 4 years later, 4 years after Kelly was signed, Hyatt was arrested. He was a first-time offender accused by the feds of running truckloads of cocaine between Miami and Akron, Ohio, on the side. Hyatt's Miami studio, a New York home were raided. Davin remembers opening the front door to the sight of several FBI agents, guns drawn. They told him, "You'll never see your father again." Pleading not guilty, Hyatt was tried in federal court in 1993 and convicted on one count of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute cocaine. One count, and he got all that. He got life. Hyatt received the maximum sentence, life in prison without parole. Damn. Throughout
big dope.
Apparently, yeah, they said trafficking from Miami to Akron, Ohio. Throughout his time in prison, Hyatt denied having anything to do with illegal drug trafficking organization. Hyatt took to the internet to make a public appeal, claiming he was convicted based on only circumstantial evidence. He appealed for an early release several times. Hyatt's sister, June Hyatt, an attorney and registered nurse in Hollywood, Florida, unsuccessfully represented her brother. Well, that was a mistake. During the appeals process, which she described to the New York Times as a helpless and terrifying experience. Davin appealed to several well-known industry names, including Russell Simmons and Kelly himself, hoping Kelly would at least give his father a shout out on stage, but it never happened.
Wow.
Right. In his final days, Davin pleaded via Twitter with Kelly and even President Obama to get his father released from prison. Kelly did not respond to the New York Times request for a comment.
He never, ever did positive things or help people that helped him. Like,
Exactly.
look at Chicago. What is there in Chicago? All them hundreds of millions of dollars. Did you build an entertainment? Did you build a recording studio? No, you rented one. Did you build anything for the kids? Did you do anything musically that left an imprint? Like, what has he done? It's awful.
I ain't even said a thank you. I appreciate nothing.
He said all he wanted was a shout out on stage.
That's awful.
He's the son trying to say that it said David made R. Kelly. He wouldn't even have had a career if it wasn't for David Hyatt, it says. So David Hyatt was the link between him and the streets, his street performing stuff, and Jive Records. What was that? Hello?
Selfish.
What was that, Miss Della? Oh, yeah.
He's just selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't want to have nothing. See, he could have done something. Like, he could have at least done the shout out. I mean, you know, that's crazy. That's not that. So that's the article. I got led to that article when I was reading about the guy who did the music video and who said he came and paid him, you know, in cash in a paper bag. Oh, matter of fact, I think that's right here. Eric Payton.
So I'm confused. How many people started him off? Because what is it? The Wayne Williams, then the one chick that she was in the 80s, and then I'm confused on who managed and who signed up or who. They all say it was for them. They got his start. They the one that contributed to getting him started in the industry, and you know, like, I'm confused. Who was first?
I mean, I think Craig was first, Demetrius. I think they were first. And then from there, this guy must have stepped in because Demetrius, Craig didn't, you know, he was sleeping with his wife. He got, after that happened, you know.
Exactly.
And I don't think Craig was doing what this guy was doing. Mind you, this guy was a drug dealer. He said he's innocent, but he gave R. Kelly all that money.
Running up 30 grand. Demetrius them ain't had that kind of money. That's right. The make no video for him to get noticed.
Exactly. So he can't take the credit for literally like bringing. See, this man is the one who got him signed. Says he literally got him signed, so he got probably a cut of that deal. I'm sure.
Yeah. He put him on the map. If he didn't put that 30 grand on to get that video, he couldn't even got that deal with God. That's right.
And mind you, I'm sure he said to him, "Look, I'm gonna give you this money to get this video made, but I'm gonna get that back and then some. So let me do what I need to do." He's like, "Yeah, just let me do this video. You can do whatever you want." So he probably got money from the deal, and what was I gonna say? And then some. He probably got most stuff out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably milked that. Like, I gave you $30,000. Nigga, I'm about to get a bunch of shit from you and to get me paid. And then he probably used that money to flip his drugs.
Yep.
He's like, let me go flip a brick. I'll get
And he
right back
got
to
the apartment for him. See, that's that apartment that was above the record store. I'm willing to bet that's the one.
He had a lot of people involved in his success and his fame over the course of time.
And then
So
for Demetrius Smith to want to do all this, oh, poor Robert, poor Robert, poor Rob, poor Rob. Oh, he needed to deserve a second chance, this and that and the third. Hell, he ain't never acknowledged his ass either. And now Kelly ain't never said a thank you. Let him tell his shit. He was homeless on Venice Beach and called Miss McGlynn from the payphone every day and performed so he could eat McDonald's and he and he got himself signed in California.
Somebody's telling me to cover Nickelodeon creeps after this. No, he's the only creep I'm trying to really like. Honestly, I just fell into this. I wasn't trying to. This was not my plan to come on here for 2.5 years and talk about R. Kelly. It just happened, and I talk about other stuff. I mean, I haven't since the trial has started, but I'm not planning on picking another predator to focus on. I mean, I'll cover stories as they come along. There's plenty of them to choose from. I mean, if you want to come on the panel, we could talk about you and your problems. Sounds like you might have some. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Wow.
Well, y'all are quiet. We're done. 3 hours in.
No, I wrote a note about what Demetrius Smith said to he spoke to Daily News reporter. He gonna testify tomorrow. He gonna say he don't look at Kelly as no criminal because he's a product of his environment. Yes, he had handlers and enablers, but he deserves a second chance and he should not be in prison. He said that he never saw he know he contributed to getting the fake credentials for the marriage for R. Kelly and Aaliyah, and he said, well, I never seen them have intimate. I never seen him. He never did that in front of me. And I asked him, was it anything going on? And he promised me and told me, no, they were just real good friends. And she makes him very happy. And he said all they did was they played all the time. Now, what grown man playing with a 12-year-old child talking about they was just best friends and they always played like they was 2 5-year-olds at daycare?
Somebody like an R. Kelly.
Well, he won't be able to say a lot of that on the stand because that's his own opinion. But maybe on cross-examination, they might feed into asking him certain things and he might get out. But with the prosecution right there, they'll object. He's there, so his ass don't go to jail. So he better do what the hell the prosecution he's supposed to do, or he gonna have problems.
I hope his ass get locked up too, as far as Demetrius Smith. I really do. Because he gonna say he don't see what R. Kelly did wrong. What do you mean you don't see what he did wrong?
Well, he did the same thing, didn't he?
Yes, he did. They all was crooks. They did bribery. They stole from each other, recorded each other.
Yeah,
Of
course he's going to defend. Usually these people who are defending.
Yes. See, he forked over tapes to the prosecutors with his lying ass.
It couldn't be enough money in the world that I could turn a blind eye to a grown man abusing children. I'm just not that person.
And that's where the decency comes in at, Miss P, because you got some people, the mighty dollar comes first. Look at that child's father. You know damn well that was your daughter, but you prefer to have $1 in your pocket because if you never had money and you wind up getting a little money, you ain't trying to go back broke. So you just overlook it. You got to do something to keep the lights on. And that's where it breaks down from a crud bud versus somebody with decency, got morals in their life. And that's what, and that's where it's coming. That's where all these arguments are coming from, because people are thinking that they're thinking that he's innocent because of this. We know that he's not innocent because we
Right.
know that, and I'm tired. It's getting late. However, that's where the decency comes in at,
Right.
because we're decent people. It's just not nothing like you said. It's nothing that's gonna. There's no. I'm the same way, and I'm gonna assume that we all are like that. There is
Right.
no amount of money that's gonna let you. I told you. I saw that tape. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It scarred
Me too,
me.
Miss Della. I just, and
It
ever since
scarred me.
then, I've known without a doubt he is a predator and he's sick. That
I
was
remember at the
disgusting.
flea market. I remember
And
at
he
the
wasn't
flea
even
market.
paying them. That's what makes it up. Like the people wasn't even getting paid like that.
And not only that, it wasn't two consenting adults. It looked like a child suffering. Like, oh
It,
my
yeah,
God. That's what it looks like. It looked like a child
yeah,
suffering.
it was
Like
horrible.
and he's coaching her. It'll be
Hmm.
Right.
it was horrible.
It's
And
horrible.
that's what I'm saying. It's horrible. So
And
That's what they
that's all I
said.
yeah,
saw.
it's beyond horrible. It's unfathomable. And then to top it off, this nasty, disgusting, evil ass man urinates on her and by her mouth.
It was horrible. It was absolutely
It's
horrible.
disgusting.
And then you forgot about that. It was so long ago, especially when when he got acquitted. So then
Hmm.
next thing you know, little stuff started picking up again. I never got online and stuff before. I never remember. I never even done all that. And then I found Goddess. And then
Right,
I said, "Oh my God, this is somebody." Then I liked her voice. I liked for her to
Hmm.
read, and then that's how we all
right,
got connected together. We were all for this one journey to see
Yep.
right.
justice done.
I got
Yeah.
connected because when he was supposed to perform out here in 2017, I said, "Oh, but I never seen his concert." And my cousin said, "I said I'm gonna treat myself, buy me a ticket because Valentine's Day for my birthday, and the Hard Rock had it. You get 2 tickets and a suite for one price." But when he didn't show up and they said his tour was canceled, the headline in the Vegas news was Drea did another public tantrum, wanted some money, and she said possible homicide by throw out the Hummer on the freeway, hog-tied. And I said, then that's a shame. And then I said, well, if he in California, why he can't just drive over here or fly? Like, what the hell going on? So I started looking into it, and that's when it hit home. When my family member best friend was one of his runners and enablers too. And and I said, oh, I got to keep up with this. And then I asked my son, how can I keep up with the case? And that's how I found God is dying.
Y'all found me.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
and
in
that's
the
how it all
kitchen. I was in
started.
the kitchen, and my son, I got so excited. I was jumping up and down. I said, I could comment. You'll see what I say. I said,
Yep,
I'm like,
same thing. And then my favorite video. Well, clearly he no longer has the ball. That was my favorite video. I'm like, oh my God, he made this. He's bragging.
yeah.
Yeah. People forget he's people. Well, I don't say they forget. These people who support him, they refuse to think or believe that he's an arrogant asshole. This guy is not nice. He has proven this to us once, a million times. Christina
And then
Francis, welcome. She said a mess, kept playing in his band despite what he did to his daughter, money and trips devoid of any sense. Oh, Greg Landfair, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the way
Mhm.
I look at it,
exactly,
a lot of these
exactly,
families,
Christina.
was doing better before they met his ass.
Yeah, but
Right.
it
At
got to
least they
take.
had hope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
You
as a dad, remember how to Angelo in his lives, R. Kelly, and
Yeah.
That's
as
right.
Landfill's dad, rest in peace. To know that this is what's going on with your daughter for all those years.
Hmm.
You chose this. You gonna go to hell.
And the mama too.
Yeah. Yeah.
know.
They prophesize off of the abuse of their child. It's horrible.
Because as a wife and a mother, his ass wouldn't have been in my husband obituary, whether his fat ass wanted to still play the guitar, drums, whatever he was playing, saxophone. And, I just it's terrible. But
Time's up.
So they
justice
went on.
wasn't happening.
So they went on to get some careers. He let them in the door to get careers. The son, meaning Rashana Lanfair's son. I'm sorry, son. Brother and father. But a lot of the girls and boys that he messed up lost their dreams.
Yeah, but
They
how
never
long did
did
their
nothing.
careers last? I'm not talking about the landfill, the father. But remember that little group that they was in? How long did that little group last? He ended that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once they got introduced to
They
him,
didn't. There was no group. Yeah, they did that, and it was over. I mean, for the
And that's what
cause,
I
you talking about?
mean.
yeah.
He hasn't helped anybody. That's what I'm saying. He helped that father because that father could have ended him. That brother, he helped that brother. I wouldn't be surprised if he messed with that brother,
Good
with her brother. Yeah.
You better know it. And you know what? It seemed like he was jealous of the especially the young kids that had a good relationship with their family or any kind of he never wanted them to have no contact and stuff because it's just like you want to be a piece of shit. How dare you? Who gives you the right to destroy another person's life and come in between family because that's what you had lacked. That's not their
Right.
fault.
That's that predatory, like the De La Cruz, the prosecutor was saying. That's that predatory behavior, the
And that
isolation.
pimp mentality. To
It's
see
like a
people.
Right.
rat sitting in the corner, a rat sitting up in the corner. That's
He said
exactly
it
what
though
it
out of his own mouth. Even Demetrius Smith said it. He said he studied him, and he said before I knew it, hell, he taught me the game, and he was just a child. And R. Kelly said, I mastered this at 13. I had it from there. And he sit back, and they said he would run up and ask people like they life tragedies and traumas and stuff. So once he knew about that, then he, you know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness.
is a manipulator. He was good at that. You give it to him. He did it for so long. That's the only thing he could do is manipulate. Then after he felt it was gonna be busted wide open, that's when he started trying to cover up stuff by the NDAs and stuff, and it all blew up in his face. And again, it would have still been going on if it wasn't for Joycelyn and R.I.C.O. But them parents going on TV, and then you tried to what? Call TMZ. You and Joycelyn at the mall like y'all shopping, and all of a sudden TMZ is there to try to show we're not being held captive. We're out shopping. Look, or
And then,
that
yeah.
video with him and Joycelyn and Dominique is at the hotel. All of a sudden, TMZ is outside of the hotel.
Yeah.
Right.
And then not only that, it seemed like the young ladies like Azriel, Dominique Gardner, and Joycelyn, they came from, their parents loved them. I could say that like they came from a decent, a loving home. He
Right.
really held on to them. He didn't. He hid them out because if you think about it, like they was, they had it a little bit better than some of the other girls he preyed upon, and it seemed like the more the family and parents fought to get their daughter, the more he hid them out and held on to them.
That is
Like
true because the
And
other people, maybe that like Jim Derek Goddess said, he chose the. You know what? This is so terrible to say. Remember that one of them people on Surviving R. Kelly said he tried to choose the homeliest, ugliest girl that would not make a difference. That is horrible to say. And then, like I said, so that's what he tried to get somebody weak that somebody would look for. That's why you made all those payments. But again, you ran up against those two that come say, hey, I ain't seen my daughter in all these years. So then you try to do damage control.
Yep.
In
And
a sense,
if you
I feel like he had some jealousy towards some of these the ones you were speaking of with the parents who cared about them and who wanted them. And I feel like there might have been some resentment because of how he was brought up. He ain't had nobody to care to give a damn about him.
That was the exact words I was looking for, Goddess Don. He got irritated and he wanted. I think did Don Russell make that tweet or Instagram post towards Angela when he made his last Dear John post at that time, and he said, "You never gave up. I got to give you that." And he said, "No matter how much we tried, you never gave up on your looking for your daughter." What was he supposed to do? and said it used
You
to
know
piss
what?
R. Kelly off.
If you look at the videos of when
That's
Jocelyn
right.
and
That's
Azriel
right,
were
Wendy.
going to
Glendale.
trial with him, they had their heads down. You know, they had the videos of them in jogging suits. And then when you look at Azriel now, you can see how she has started to flourish from beginning under that control.
Yeah,
I
but you
mean, you
can't
can
imagine
see
what she's going. You know what I mean? You can't imagine what her mind is probably going through because just think about it. Prior to her coming back, look, remember there used to be little videos of her and her little high school talent shows, and she
oh
looked like a
yeah,
little teeny child. Now look at
Yeah.
her. It's like she gotta prove something. It's like, oh my
Yeah,
God, I lost all these years. I gotta prove something. And she really don't have to prove anything. I know I think believe she calls it healing. You do what you gotta do to heal yourself. But I mean, you can't even imagine the damage that gone through somebody's mind like that, and that's why we talking about it because because we never experienced it, but we just can't imagine it.
right. She's got to
especially as
relive
a
it all on
child.
that stand too, which is awful.
You know, as a child, it's even more terrifying. I was a grown woman, and another grown man had me kidnapped for 2 or 3 days, and all I could think was my mom and my daddy. Was they going this man gonna kill me or whatever. I just was praying to God to get, and it wasn't my time to go. I got up out of there. But you as a child, I can only imagine oh my goodness. And then the drugs that he keep them all doped up. He even gave LaShawn Lamphere, they said, whatever pills and stuff. That's why she looked so like a zombie.
Yeah, and just think about you coming from that life, your normal little life of growing up, with your family having fun, to go to that life.
Yeah,
They're confined to a room. You
yeah,
act out or you speak up. Do you
yeah.
remember what's her name? Um, what's the girls with the short haircut name? What's her Dom? Do you remember what
Dominique.
Dominique's mother said? She said I had to get my daughter. I don't know if she's lying on that, but she did say I need to get my daughter up out of here because if I didn't get my daughter up out of here, he was going to have her surgical have a penis on her. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he had scheduled it and everything. Sex change.
So
Oh
this is
my
what I'm saying.
God.
This is how far you have been gone. You've gone this. I mean, you just gone. So now what it is, your family broke up. Your little loving family broke up, and now it's chaotic. And now you're trying to do damage control, and it's all out. And you gonna have Joy. What in the world is Joy gonna say? What she gonna possibly say? What can she say? She don't know anything about them tapes. She don't. All she know about is her timeline. What she gonna say? That she not being held hostage?
Oh
What
my
she gonna
God.
say? That she
Lord have
over
mercy.
age?
Mm.
You just not gonna get up and leave your family, put you through college. You just gonna they didn't even know she left.
She missed as close a relationship she had with her grandmother and her grandfather. Like the grandmother said, she would have never missed his funeral.
But see, he don't care
Yeah.
about that. Cause he
And
he got a broken family. So when
yeah,
he got a broken family, so he tried to create his own family.
you
But
know
it was
what
a
Dominique
sex
Gardner
family.
said? She said, I never break a promise. I told my brother I was gonna be at his graduation. She said that's what really broke the ice when he told her, no, you don't need to go. I need you here with me.
And remember, Derek Garland was on the CNN today.
Oh, he
48
was?
women. 48 women.
Oh yeah, them the ones that has not been public. That's what see, I didn't never forget that either. He said it when oh my goodness.
When he was on Goddess channel, when Goddess interviewed him, he spoke a lot of brought a lot to the table. And if any of y'all in the chat or in the replay haven't seen Goddess's interview of Deborah Goddess, go back in her channel and check that out. That
Yes,
was
it's
2 years
epic.
ago.
Yeah. And with Lavelle. And where's sis?
And
Oh my goodness.
Dominique's mother. And she
Yes,
interviewed
Yep.
Dominique's mother too. So yeah,
yeah,
And
but
we
she
got
Lizette
was
interviews
pregnant.
from
Martinez.
that. And I think
Yeah,
Lizette, I think the Lizette one was powerful. That I mean, because remember we were asking about the hygiene. Oh, it was
yeah,
horrible,
Oh yeah.
horrible. How
Yeah.
he never said the man said I don't even know um how these girls even sleep with him. Sometimes he don't even shower for weeks. You go straight, you play basketball, you performing on the stage, and then there it is. And remember, I never forget it. Like I say, there's little trigger things. That's why I say, that's why Angelo probably get real upset, because remember, they said after, when somebody makes him excited at a concert, he stops the concert, he walks to the back, and then he always said, bring me R.I.C.O. R.I.C.O have to give, allegedly, let me just say this, had to give him a small BS. I mean, a BJ. You dirty, you sweaty on stage, and you calling one of them back like they some dogs to come back and give you a BJ. Yeah, that's why Angelo gets mad the way he does. So that's what I'm saying. And it was R.I.C.O that was called back there. He'll say, bring me R.I.C.O.
I think God is down left for.
She's there.
I'm right here.
Oh.
I'm right here.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, we just going through the timeline and the different things, and then I also remember listening to that one parter and that two parter Tasha K's doing a timeline, and then everything just trickle right after that, surviving R. Kelly, the different girls and everything else, and for everybody to say basically the same story.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So I mean, that's that's just it. It's just the how he degrades you, how he makes you feel, and don't forget now, she had to do a number 2 in the cup and drink and drink it, and so did Dominique. Remember, Dominique's mother said that they was upset because she told that's the things you have to do: drink urine and poop. Who does that?
A sick demon.
And she said it. She said he asked me. She said he made me, I believe she said that, made her do a number 2 in the cup. They got that on video.
I know he had Dominique hanging off the balcony. He told her he was gonna kill her. He wanted to break her so bad. She said he couldn't break her.
And that's terrible. You run around breaking somebody. That's okay. You can break your own self. So I'm done with this. I'm done for the night.
Okay. Well, we'll get an update tomorrow, y'all.
Yeah, well, I'm name calling you. It's 3 hours and something there. God damn it, I gotta get up in the morning.
Okay, thank you, guys. This was beautiful. Everybody hanging in there with us.
Right. We appreciate y'all. It must be dry on YouTube tonight. Ain't nobody live tonight. Not that I would love it.
I did send you something in the text message.
I saw that. What's up with this late text messaging while I'm live stuff? Come on now.
I don't know, because
and you gonna send me prima donna? What's she talking about?
I picked up my phone. And I put on my YouTube, and that's what popped up. I don't know who these people are. I just started listening. I don't know who these people are.
Okay, so you didn't send me no timestamp neither. So it's an 18-minute video.
It ain't that long. I just heard
it's 18 minutes.
I heard something about a credible witness, and that's why I said, "Oh, good Lord!" I just hope that Jayonda, why can't I say her name? That means I'm tired. I just hope that she
say Honda. Honda. Lindell, they want to come through tomorrow. They want to come over to the house tomorrow. We could do this tomorrow. We could go live tomorrow and talk about tomorrow's arguments. I don't mind. Long as we stick to what's going on with the arguments. You can sit this out if you want to. Miss the fun if you want to. You one that's been trying to get
now we got too much in. We got to ride this out. It's our time now.
You want to be lazy and whatnot. You ain't got to get pictures and screenshots and put the 3 there. You ain't got to do no work. You just got to show up. You can play.
You hear that?
What's that you sent me? What is this you sent me?
I can tell you that his so-called victims don't want to testify against him. Okay? So I don't know how the fans are going to really prove this case if they ain't got no witnesses. I think the only witness they got is Rhonda. But they can tell.
That's spitting lies.
Do you see what I'm saying about these people?
Yeah, that's spitting lies.
Keep
The
it
only witness they
going.
have is Rhonda. The only
There-
witness they have is
there's
Rhonda.
There's some other voices in there. Keep it going.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, so it's not a very strong case, okay? Aslan doesn't even want to just.
That's Tasha K. Oh
No.
Lord.
Was that?
Yeah.
You don't
So
think
she's putting-
Andrea wants to testify?
And start raiding murdering offices, which are in the Def Jam section.
In the Worldwide Plaza.
The Worldwide Plaza.
Historic building.
Yeah.
I got the feds running up in there.
And I remember that building, you guys actually shared the office space with Microsoft.
Ogilvy and Mathers, Microsoft, $1 billion. The building, Worldwide Plaza, was it's I think it's a landmark for New York City.
What is this? Is this part of it, or I mean, it's Irv Gotti, and he's talking about
Keep going.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, here's the title: Irv Gotti busted for drug possession at R. Kelly concert. Okay.
Keep going.
And I had the feds running up in there.
You know, the feds running up in there, and the feds have a conviction rate of 95%, something like that. Higher.
But I can tell you why, because everyone takes the plea.
Right. I mean, you see what's happening with Tekashi these days. No one's taking this shit to trial. Everyone's bleeding out. Tekashi's telling on everyone.
You can skip that off.
All of this? With him in it?
Yes, you'll hear
That's a
another
question.
voice.
Welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share. The amnesia and selective outcry is letting all these news reporters forget their integrity and why they're trying to flip the narrative now to imply that all these journalists in the past have ignored alleged behavior by R. Kelly. But we can talk about all the other children that have been ignored by mainstream media for them to pump propaganda. But that's something they don't want.
Is it coming? Because I can't listen to her. I honestly can't.
Keep it going. It's not that long. You will hear two familiar voices. That's why I sent it to you.
Well, it's an 18-minute video. We 4 minutes in.
Okay.
Next time, send me some timestamps, boo. Okay. But let me see, because I can't listen to Prima Donna, child. I just can't. Who are the voices? Just tell us.
Angelo and Larry.
Oh God, you don't trap me.
Or Angelo on a roll. Jesus.
Okay, well then I can scroll forward and find. So who was on the screen at that time?
I don't know. You know what? Just let it go. I'll find a timestamp.
Okay, because
when Angelo.
Yes.
No, I was gonna say when Angelo came on God's channel, he really let it go.
Oh yeah, he went off. Let's see what this is.
Joy is in jail for assault. So I feel so sorry for the both of you. Don't say anything other to me. I feel bad for you. No, yes, you do. You do. You do. You do. You knew I was coming up here to get Joy, and you lied to her. You lied to her.
Ugh.
I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. I am so sorry for you. Oh, it's there. It's done. It's done. There. It's done. It's over. It's over. You may not even make it to trial. I'm so sorry for you. I'm sorry. I really did love you. And you lied to me, and you used me, and you played me. Yes, you did, Bear. Yes, you did.
Oh wow. Okay, Angelo and Larry.
I gotta talk to you about something. Hey, look. That's it. I'm gonna call you when I'm gonna call you. I know you, man. I'm gonna call you when I get off here. I'm tired of it. My name, I'm on something. This guy be crazy. See the
Oh God.
All right, you can end it.
Okay. She said on the screen it says, "Don't get me started with the janky evidence / chain of command." So the evidence is janky. The witnesses are lying. Everybody but R. Kelly is lying.
That's what I said.
He's the most despicable person in the room, in the courtroom. I'm wondering, did they make him scrub his body before he put them suits on? Can they even stand being in the room with him? I'm sure the courtroom is going to get funky in a little bit with that. If it's a closed courtroom.
And you know what? He Tasha K told that lie a few weeks ago. None of the victims are testifying. None of the witnesses are testifying. So, it's not gonna really be the prosecutors are reaching. Nobody's gonna show up. They're not cooperating. They changed their mind and retracted their statement. Bitch, you a damn lie.
Azriel wants to testify. Why would she not want to testify? Really?
And then she had the P-High. He's gonna whoop you guys because nobody's testing. You heard, Tasha? None of them are cooperating. They have changed their mind.
I mean, the good news is we are here. We are in the trial. It's going. It's happening. It's happening. Yes. We're gonna get more tomorrow.
Long time coming.
Continue. I was gonna say interrogating. Geronda Pace's testimony will continue tomorrow, and the rumor is, word on the street is Demetrius Smith is who is responsible for helping him get Aaliyah's name or age forged on that wedding certificate. So they had a fraudulent wedding and then an annulment to cover up a pregnancy child, a teenager, this grown ass man.
Didn't he write a book? Didn't Demetrius write a book?
Yeah, he wrote a book. They used the book. They used what he wrote in the book in the indictment.
And that's
what one of the motions.
And that's what she's trying to say. All these people made fame off of him.
It's okay to write a book about something that happened to you.
Yeah,
who
right.
says
they just telling the truth
about your own experience? Does that mean that what you are saying you experienced didn't happen? Doesn't make any sense. A lot of people write books and do things to record publicly their experiences. And so does that discount the experience once you write a book about it? No. So that just that's stupid. Like, let's do better. Yeah, these attorneys aren't shit. I mean, I was expecting more from Tricky Nikki, but
I thought they was gonna pull it together, like they was just putting this bullshit as, show, in front of the reporters and shit, like a strategy, just play dumb stupid. I said that probably shape up when they actually get in the courtroom, but no, they actually they in shambles, honey.
Yeah, I think it's
all right. I thought
she didn't expect all of this. There's no way you.
I thought Kanik was gonna come. I thought Kanik was gonna come with some fire. They had all this stuff. Him, oh, he's this, he's that. He's been doing this for a long time. He's in New York. He knows the judge. They have a good rapport. Whoop whoop whoop. And next thing you know, he's worried about our highlighters, printers, and posters. So I'm just imagining Nick on the floor. He's in the back at the printer, putting Post-it and highlighters in order and organizing the table. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's
we got weeks. We got weeks to go. This is only day one. We got weeks to go.
That's true. He'll be up there because in the meantime, he saw that 3,500 material and the videos, and he thought he didn't know what the hell he done got himself into.
I mean, we got weeks to go, but how's that going? I mean, is it going to get better because we got weeks to go? Is that
no? What I'm saying is, we really basically only talking about a couple of people right now. A possible Demetrius, Aaliyah, and Geronda. But again, we got other people that's coming too, is what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. We still got other stuff is going to come.
Yeah, there's 50 something. They said there's like 60 witnesses in this thing.
Yeah, and it might be additional more.
There's also There's also potential witnesses on standby, lawyers in tow. Like these people are lawyered up, and we're talking about. Wait, I don't know who Lindell is asking who is who. If they're talking about somebody in the chat. Oh, they're talking about who is the mechanic. They having a whole sidebar over here. Let's see.
I hope the judge patience and sanity be good dealing with Becker, because I need to tolerate her ass doing this trial.
I'm loving that she's. I'm hoping. I'm curious to see if the dynamic is going to change. If they switch up, they switch up with regard to who's taking the helm with cross-examining the witnesses and stuff. Because she got an F today. I mean, at least a D, if not an F. But she showed up, so I guess she showed up. She did something.
She got a W.
And when this is over, you're gonna find him guilty. I mean, not guilty.
That's all she's thinking about is how guilty he is. All that evidence she's seeing. She can't help but say guilty in her head because that's what she's thinking.
Well,
that's
Robert,
all she's thinking.
Videos, Robert? Who are these people in the video? Well, they told me they was 40.
He said those videos are manufactured. They doctored those videos. That's not me.
That's not me. Remember the one where they called his name Rob? Remember that one?
Yeah. Then they got the one. But what is this shit? You had something in your phone, kept. You had shit in your phone.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot all about Queen Keish, that bus driver.
Yes,
that bus driver was powerful. If they got him, it's over. Well, I'm not even gonna say it's over. That's just more how the bus driver say, remember, no bathrooms, or they had to wipe themselves with baby wipes and stuff. He was picking up poop in the bag and all this, and just filthy.
That's and he gave his testimony in front of the grand jury, and he did mention if he facing time or whatever, he'll just have to, face the music and cross that bridge when he get there. But if he got to get on that witness stand, that's what he gonna do.
He also talked about how he used to go to the Walgreens and get them big old herpes pills.
That is true. So
and he verified that black room. When they said he got a room, I guess that's the sex training room. It's called the black room. He took pictures of that. He said he had a black room in almost, now on the in the house or whatever. Just like he called the Colorado room or whatever the hell he called
the Colorado room.
So
this thing about it, he convicted here. That means he still got the Minnesota one. He still got to go. He still got to go back to Chicago, which Chicago will be. We will be able to see that. That will be live, right? Live TV, right?
Yep.
See, Chicago is really gonna be deep, y'all, because he got the whole Chicago, Illinois under federal investigation. Because you got to think his stomping ground. He really had a lot of help from law officials to people in the courthouse, like they said, pastors and stuff, and people working with government agencies and everything. And they all, oh my goodness,
they gonna have tents outside. They gonna have like them homeless tents outside of the courthouse in Chicago.
God is not going like concentration camp, the container homes and stuff. It ain't gonna be no COVID tents, stations, medical stations.
Lord have mercy.
They need an R. Kelly tent.
That's not funny, but goddamn, boy.
So yeah, we'll come back. Let's come back tomorrow. So I'm gonna do a live tomorrow just to talk about Rocky Bivens. So Rocky Bivens was one of his enablers. I'm gonna say handlers. One of his, but he. I'm not sure. He's been speaking out in different interviews on how he warned Robert. And, I showed the little preview for, I can show that real quick, actually, for tomorrow's video. Where is that at? YouTube. Where you at, YouTube? Okay. Where's my videos? Just to say what we're going to see tomorrow, talking about Rocky Bivens. He ended up marrying Latasha Scott from Escape. And R. Kelly. And it's a scene from when they had that reality show with Tiny. That Escape thing they had, the reality show. There was a scene with him and her, and the way he was talking to her, because he was saying something like, I don't have that up, but he said, he was like, you know, I don't have to do nothing. It was just the way he was talking to her. It was just so like a woman hater type thing. And I just feel like with his story, the way he got on with R. Kelly and stuff, I just feel like he was one of R. Kelly's boyfriends. That's what I get from the story.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about him. Let me bring that up real quick.
Well, you know, public announcement. Earl wasn't with that booty hole stuff, but the other two dudes was. They said he went down in the bathroom.
Also, Goddess, remember Rocky and Latasha's son got selected in the NBA draft. I don't know which team it is, but he actually got drafted by the NBA. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not, okay. So, I was going to say it's not part of what I was going to talk about, but yeah, that is something. He's still I think they're still together. I'm not actually, no. Are they still together? I don't remember if they're still together, but here he is. Let me pull this up on the screen. So this live, I'm gonna schedule it after this live. I'm gonna schedule this live, and then we'll come back after arguments tomorrow. I'll try to come back earlier, Miss Della.
Wind down.
Wind down Thursday.
Okay, hold on. Where do I share the screen? Okay. Y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Squirrel, peace, welcome or welcome back. I am.
Okay, we don't need to hear my introduction. Let's see, when did I play this?
Have there ever any times that you were like, oh, this woman looks kind of young ladies? No, there's been several times where I had to say, like, no, that's not going to happen. Because of age of the person. So, if I was involved, like, how old are you? I'm 16. No, you got to go. I didn't care if he got mad at me because it was a choice for me. When it came to sex, it was sex to Robin, despite age. If a girl was in a room and she had a big booty, she had a big booty. If she was 15 or 20, she had a big booty then. Period.
Straight from the man's mouth, who was
let me finish that.
R. Kelly's assistant, manager, even performed on stage with him when needed. 14 years of loyal service, opened the doors for him to work with many other artists, even marrying one. But we'll get into.
So we're going to talk about him tomorrow. And so if hopefully you are subscribed so you can get the notification. I think I have going to be doing it at like 11 a.m. my time. This is like 2 o'clock Eastern, something like that. So join us for that. And then again later for recap of the testimony. I'm very, very, very excited.
Me too. Me too. Long time coming.
Yeah. So what are y'all talking about here in the chat? Let's see. They paid off the state. Oh, he sure did. Let's see. I can't wait for the Chicago State case because he can't manipulate Cook County. Oh, Kim Fox. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. And people are so mad about Kim Fox calling people to come speak out on, to come forward. But that's not unusual. This has been done before in the past. People are like, oh, she just basically told people to come up and lie. That is not what she said. Let's see, the pay off the state. Hazel said, I remember that BBC documentary where he admitted that he at the illegal wedding. Yes, he was at the wedding. Yep, that guy was at the wedding. And that's what tripped me out is that when he first met R. Kelly in 1994, that was the same year as the wedding. But he claims he was with them for 14 years.
Right.
And at one point in that article about the music label, how they helped him, he said he asked one of the executives if he had watched the tape. And he said he didn't watch the tape because he didn't want to know. Because he said, if I do see that tape and I see what they're saying, then I'm out. Like, but he didn't want to leave because he liked the perks. He even said R. Kelly hadn't even paid him for all that work he was doing. I think it was 2 years before he was able to move on to a new gig. He got the attention of a lot of people while he was working for R. Kelly, but R. Kelly wasn't paying him. And I think R. Kelly felt like he was paying him by letting him be with him. Like, I'm paying you by giving you the privilege of working with me, coming on stage, meeting all these people. Like, you know, he doesn't believe in compensating people for what they're worth, apparently.
Yeah, that's sad. It's amazing that Rocky Bivens is being called as a witness, being that he was at the wedding.
Do we know if he is or not, though? That's the question.
That's true.
We don't know all of them. How do we know all 60-some people?
That's true.
And
I feel like
it might be over 80.
Look, as much as he's talking before this, he's been talking for a minute now at this point. He left R. Kelly in 2018 when it got hot. When it got hot, okay?
Oh, he left in 18. Girl. 2018. Hey, y'all. They said it. They said 2 lawyers, a publicist, and he must have been a manager or whatever, and other employees that forked over all kind of stuff to the feds have been cooperating ever since when they pulled out from R. Kelly, when they seen shit had just got real.
Oh, wow. And I do let me stand to correct, not 1994, 2004. He's been with him since 2004, not 1994.
That's a long time.
He had heard about all the stuff. Like, by the time he met him, the trial he was indicted, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He went through the trial and all that and stayed with them. So, yeah, I'm wondering. And he left in, like I said, 2018. So, yeah, when people defected, the people who defected, like the Cheryl Max and the different people, I believe they're testifying.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I've said over and over again, if they're not side by side with him in jail, testifying.
Yeah, because I think a lot of them probably, if they was gonna do any time, would be out on bond. Because even Demetrius Smith was held in jail for a while when he gave his grand testimony. And he was out there 3 months, and then they had the Toxic Diamond gave the feds his new phone number.
She did.
I didn't know that.
That's when he got pissed with her, cussed her out. When she was going to do a status check update with the judge, when she had to take all them classes and shit, she said he was all out there in front of the courthouse cussing her out. He said that she tried to seduce him and put her boobs on him when he interviewed her.
Jeez.
Lord have mercy.
Woo! Well, I'm also excited to see what these supporter YouTubers have to say about this stuff. So I'm gonna go digging around to see, so I can have a good laugh.
Yeah, we're gonna get some laugh. I'm drunk. All the wine is gone.
So yeah, let's end this here. So I appreciate everybody who hung with us for these almost 4 hours on a Wednesday. My bad to everybody on the East Coast and beyond, but that's what it is. A lot to talk about. First day of trial.
Yes.
History in the making. Y'all gonna be telling the grandkids about this someday, and just to let them know, a warning. This is how you warn your kids. You talk to them about the R. Kellys of the world. You talk to them and be open about what are the possibilities if you are not using your discernment. And kids should be learning what discernment is and how to use it. So, any last words before we end this live?
You gonna pay for this.
Make sure you get up and go to work and do your thing tomorrow. I don't want to hear nothing about no issues at nobody's job because of this live, because we got to keep these donations running. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. Till tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed, like, and share this video.
Everybody. It was great.
Thank you, everybody. Sending love and light and blessings to everyone.
Yes, and everybody who's new to the channel who joined in tonight, thank you. We appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.